turns to sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and
open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping
Big Papa Bear in the house.
skies, all
Yes.
because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies. Only you can make me move. You can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me.
We are live. Saturday. This is actually our first weekend stream too, believe it or not. We are here. We are ready. We got new camera angles. Oh yeah.
So alive.
So alive.
Forever. Stop in time. Yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight.
Hold tight.
Chemicals collide. Hold tight. Hold tight. Hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies. All because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies. Only you can make me move.
You make me move. You make me boogie if you want. We move, we boogie, we shimmy. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. Make me move. We're actually gaining some ground on Instagram here. We're starting to get some decent views. Had our first 2K view on Insta. Super huge. Alright, we got some good reacts for today. I want to go over some more cardiovascular stuff, specifically more cholesterol stuff. A look at Homestead Howe. We looked at Anthony Chaffee before. We looked at some other folks, but I want to get their look on it since he came from a history of heart disease. First and foremost, we definitely want to check him out. We got some other stuff coming up. We got a look at fiber. I know fiber is always a big topic in here for everybody. So we're going to look at some fiber stuff. We're going to get some reps in. We've had a commenter going wild on YouTube lately as well about this sugar diet. So we're going to have a look at Ken Berry. He's going to break down the sugar diet for us. We're probably going to have a good laugh about it at the end of the day because if you're sitting there eating sugar 24/7, you're just not going to have a good time. You're not going to have a good time. Maybe there's some upfront value to it. Long term, oh my God, I cannot think of a worse decision to make. So we got a lot of decent React stuff to do. We'll probably do about 2 hours of that, and then we are going to start our first playthrough of Red Dead Redemption 2. I've never played the game. I've known for years it was a fantastic game. It's one I've always wanted to play. So we're going to get a start on that being a weekend. Normally we don't game too much in here. We're going to have some fun being a Saturday. So. Alright, so we're going to wait here, see everybody we got coming in. So I think first we're going to take a look at the cardiac stuff first. I think a really good look to have. Again, it's always something that's still in the back of my mind for all the diet stuff I'm doing, carnivore and everything else. Cholesterol still scares me. Not so much the cholesterol itself, my history with smoking, caffeine, and just eating like shit for 20 years. It's all added up. I am worried about plaque buildup and cholesterol possibly exacerbating that. So we're going to look at that first and go from there. And we're going to have a grand old time. So let's get started.
We as heart surgeons are busier than ever. Well, the most noticeable trend that I'm seeing is the patients are getting younger and younger. Life expectancy here in the US has started to decrease. Heart disease remains.
So we're going to do a test run. You guys might hear double audio here for a second. I'm going to get a real test. We're working with a lot of new sound equipment right now. We got new mics. We got new audio output. We got all sorts of stuff. So I am going to double test in a stream here exactly how this sounds. And we are going to go from there. If I have volume here. There we go. So I am going to double test in a stream here exactly how this sounds. And we are going to go from there.
Far and away the number one killer. My role ultimately as a physician is to be a...
If I have volume here. There we go. So I am going to double test in a stream here exactly how this sounds. And we are going to go from there.
Far and away the number one killer. My role ultimately as a physician...
All right, I think we got a really good balance there. I think we got a really good balance. I think we're looking quite good with that. All right, so we're going to carry on.
A healer. I think at the crux of our problem is that we've been so focused on cholesterol that we essentially ignore the rest of the picture. I think the simple root causes of heart disease are...
Hello and welcome, Kerry here
What a cruel cut, man. What a cruel cut.
from Healing Humanity, the Power of a Proper Human Diet. And today, I'm thankful, grateful, and blessed to have Dr. Philip Ovadia on.
By the way, this is Homestead How on YouTube, big time carnivore channel. From what I can tell, this is our first time watching him. From what we can tell, he had severe cardiac disease and was managed to cure it through the carnivore diet. So we're going to get a good look at this. We're going to see what's going on here. We're going to learn some more about cholesterol today. As riveting as that sounds.
On the channel. How's it going?
Great to be with you again, Kerry. Love everything you're doing for the documentary. Looking forward to taking part in it and just helping people understand how to heal themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was so nice meeting you out in Austin. And for people that are watching, I just wanted to give you one more shout out and thank you because...
See, that's something I want to do as well. I want to be able to get good enough. I used to love traveling. I used to travel all over the country back when I was young and, well, I don't want to say fit, but more fit than I was now. And traveling was a large part of my life. I would very much love to be able to go to some of these conferences, meetups, health conferences, carnivore meetups, the big carnivore things they have every year. I think it'd be fantastic. I would absolutely love to go see some of this stuff.
I'm about 500 days on carnivore now. And I'm gonna get choked up. It's changed my life forever. And it's because of good doctors like you. I was so misled and down the rabbit hole of medication and focusing on the wrong things. And one of your...
I got a bucket just like that sitting out in the kitchen. I am on an average of 14 pills a day plus an injection plus supplements on top of that. So I am taking a lot of stuff right now. Far more than I want to be. But we are taking a lot of stuff, and we're trying to cut that down. One of the biggest goals of mine is to be able to get rid of a lot of the medications. If I could cut out some of the medications, man, I would be absolutely happy. A few more weeks, I think we might be getting there with the blood pressure medications. I can at least start dialing them back a little bit. Starting to hit blood pressures in the teens over low 70s. So we're starting to get there. It's got to come down just a little bit lower before we start messing with dosages. Because I still do have some high days, but we'll see what happens.
Your videos really inspired me because I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure, an irregular heartbeat. My 13-year-old daughter had open heart surgery, lost love.
13 years old, his daughter had open heart surgery. That is absolutely brutal, man. Absolutely brutal. One of the things that makes me question a lot of big stuff in life, man, is kids getting sick. It just doesn't make sense to me, man. Doesn't make sense.
Loved ones to heart disease. So I was excited about eating a proper human diet, ketogenic diet, but I was also very fearful because I'm going to clog my arteries. I'm going to have a heart attack. This is dangerous. I saw a video you did. I think it was on Diary of a CEO.
Dr. Philip Ovadia,
the world-renowned heart doctor,
has conducted over 3,000 heart surgeries.
And it led me to another video and another video, and it taught me a lot of things that I wish I knew.
You know what? We're going to see real quick. Hold on. We're going to duplicate this out.
We as heart surgeons are busier than ever. Well, the most noticeable trend.
Okay. Fix hearts. Well, would you look at that? I fix hearts. We're going to probably check him out a little bit after that. This guy has over 3,000 heart surgeries under his belt. That's pretty impressive stuff, especially if he's backing the carnivore lifestyle. So it's going to be very interesting to check that out. A long time ago
about metabolic health and things that I probably should have been more worried about than like cholesterol.
So anyone who's lurking out there,
eating fatty
welcome on in. Hope
thank
your
you so
weekend is
much.
going amazing.
I always want to shout out the good doctors like you guys because so many people are healing, and I don't think a lot of them would be doing it without the reassurance of doctors like you online. So really appreciate you.
Yeah, and I certainly appreciate that. And, you know, what I would say is don't feel bad that you didn't know this and that you were kind of misled, because the reality is I can say the same thing. And, you know, as
it's the biggest thing. It's like you can't even bash the doctors for the most part because it's what they're taught in school. Cholesterol is the no. We hate cholesterol. It clogs arteries, heart attacks, nasty stuff.
physicians, we get taught a certain narrative, and
That's it. At the end of the day, you got to realize that surgeons, doctors, they go through a lot of schooling. They're very knowledgeable on stuff, but at the same time, they're still restricted by what they were taught in school. That's taught as absolute law to them, and it can't change, and there's no adjustments to be made. And it's tough. It's tough when you're my size and you're trying to deal with weight loss and you're going a route like carnivore, the ketogenic lifestyle, and you have doctors telling you the whole way, no, you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be eating this way. It's tough. It's really tough. And I've almost gotten to the point where I don't even want to talk to my doctors about what I'm eating anymore. Basically, I'm just going to lead into saying I'm on a ketogenic diet. I don't want to lie about stuff. I want to show how successful you can be with this type of diet. But it's hard when every time you bring it up, every doctor or physician or dietitian or everyone else you see is up in arms about it. And it's always the same things. And that's why we're looking at cholesterol again today.
you know, somewhere along the line, some of us have figured out that that may not be the whole truth. And a lot of it does come from personal experiences. And a lot of it comes from seeing the experiences of our patients. And hopefully, you know, more and more doctors are opened to the possibility that what we were taught may not be the whole story.
Absolutely. If we could we start out? Could you just give us maybe a little bit about your background and what led you to become a heart surgeon?
Yeah, sure thing. So I have now been a cardiac surgeon, a heart surgeon for...
These cardiac people are wild. I am actually married to a cardiac nurse, and absolute power to these people. They're all phenomenal. Huge hearts, every single one of them. They take care of very sick people every day. So if you know someone in the cardiac field, give them some love, man, because I'm telling you, those people go through hell to make sure their patients are doing well. They really do, every single night.
For over 20 years. And throughout my early life, my childhood, I always knew I wanted to be a doctor. And my parents will actually say that I said specifically I wanted to be a surgeon. And the reality is I'm not sure that I would have known what a surgeon.
It's not a life I was ever going to be cut out for. I did work in the medical field for about 2 years. I just did small stuff. I did transportation, it was called. So basically, I worked for like the radiology department, CAT scans, MRIs, X-rays, ultrasound, all that fun stuff. And I was in-house, so any patient that was on a floor of the hospital, I would go and pick them up and bring them down for their scans when it was time. And just doing something that simple, I was almost zero touch with patients. The only contact I had with patients was getting them out of their bed if they were unable to walk, and getting them into stretchers, wheelchairs, and just transporting them down. That was my whole thing. And just doing that, I saw enough things in the medical field that made me realize that I would not cut it in the medical field. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. So more power to everyone who can. Absolutely amazing people.
Surgeon was
Hats
or what
off to
they
the medical workers.
did. I don't have other doctors in my family. I don't come from a long line of surgeons or anything like that. But for whatever reason, I believed I wanted to be a doctor. And as I went through my education, that stayed strong. And ultimately, went through medical school and then started my training to become a surgeon. And at the time that I did it, the way that it worked is you trained as what's called a general surgeon first, meaning that you do all sorts of areas of surgery, abdominal surgery, chest surgery, vascular surgery. And then I was particularly drawn to heart surgery because of the combination of the kind of technical aspects of it. It's very sort of detailed technical work when you're working on these blood vessels and the valves of the heart.
Open heart surgery has to be the craziest thing in the world. My wife has told me a little bit about it. She's been present for one or two of them. Your heart being out of your chest, absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy stuff. I truly hope I never have cardiac issues down the road and have to deal with anything like that. But again, take one look at me. I have set myself up for cardiac failure in the future. So hopefully my heart stayed strong. We can get through this without ending up on a table.
Heart, and then also the physiology that goes along with it. Obviously, the heart is one of our most vital organs, and there's a lot of, physiology involved in the functioning of the heart. And that kind of combination of the two is really what drew me to become a heart surgeon. And so I went through the extra training to become a heart surgeon. Not easy to do. And I've now been in practice as a heart surgeon for over 20 years.
That, and on top of everything, at the end of the day, not that I would make it through the schooling or being able to see this stuff or organs exposed and doing surgery on people, I got the shaky hands, man. I'd be in there doing something. I'd just be cutting heart valves and stuff. It wouldn't be good for anyone.
During much of that time,
I did, however, just learn how to take a blood pressure. So I do know how to do that. However, that being said, I cannot do it on myself. Very, very tricky trying to do it on yourself. Haven't mastered that one yet, but maybe someday. Maybe
sort
someday.
of relevant part of the story is I was a very unhealthy heart surgeon.
Excuse me.
I had reached a point where I was morbidly obese. I was pre-diabetic. I had struggled with obesity really my entire life. Obesity is common in my family. And I came to a point that I recognized that I was going to end up on my own operating table, so to speak.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, I have literally set myself up for this. I spent the past 20 years drinking, smoking, eating like absolute shit, doing every possible thing I can to end up on a table with someone cutting my heart open. And I'm trying to avoid that at all costs. So we're getting a really good look at Homestead right now because this gentleman on the left did have severe heart issues, I believe, and was able to actually cure them through carnivore.
Was following that same path that so many of my patients followed. And like so many of them, I really didn't know what to do about it because I was following the advice I had been taught to give. All of the stuff that we heard, that you heard, eat a low-fat diet, eat less, move more, count your calories, eat according to the food pyramid. It wasn't working for me.
Our favorite topic here on this channel, the food pyramid. Pile of lies. Absolute pile of lies. They did improve it in like 2011 slightly. Still not much of improvement. Still not much of an improvement.
It wasn't working for my patients. And that ultimately led me to start asking some different questions. And I was fortunate to start to come across some different information and be curious enough to follow that along. And that has what led to my personal health transformation, now having lost 100 pounds, reversed diabetes, as well as my professional transformation, where I am now increasingly focused on keeping people off the operating table.
Hmm. How is that like, that transition? Because it's got to be amazing performing heart surgery on someone and saving their life. And now you're educating people online and saving more lives, or putting people on the right path at a much larger scale. And what's that like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's humbling, honestly, to do both.
We're
And
gonna get
I
a little
continue to
mood
do
lighting
both.
going
I
here. Oh, that's
continue to work as a heart
much better with
surgeon,
that light off. We're not
and
blinding
I have
anyone
my
out anymore.
practice focused on, keeping people off the operating table. And what I have come to recognize is almost every patient that ends up on my operating table is a failure of the medical system. We, as physicians, we, as practitioners, have failed that person if we have let them get to the point where they have now developed advanced heart disease, because this is a completely preventable situation in most cases. There are some outliers.
That's right. That's the biggest thing. This battle is won or lost far, far before you get to the operating table. I mean, that's the absolute end result, not where you want to end up, not where you want to be, and it's literally the last chance you got to holy autism. We are hibbity bibbity hobbiting today. My God, I am sorry about that.
That maybe aren't that case. But for the vast majority of people that end up on my operating table, it's because the medical system has failed them. And no matter how good I might be as a surgeon, no matter how good all the heart surgeons out there are, you're never as good after you had the surgery as you would have been if you didn't need the surgery in the first place.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
that's
Absolutely. It's the same with my knee. This is the same for anything in medical practice. That once you get to the point of surgery, it's bad no matter what. Yes, there's amazing surgeries that can do amazing results, but when I blew my knee out, if I had just focused up beforehand and taken care of what I had to take care of at the time, I knew there was a problem. I refused to take care of it. I said, there's time, there's time, there's time. Then I dislocated. Then I had a surgery. And now for the last 10 years of my life, my leg has not been right. I've literally been in a nightmare-fueled just rage for 10 years over not having a knee. And it's because I didn't act preemptively enough. I didn't take care of stuff beforehand as much as I should have been. And it is preemptive care is the biggest thing. Because once you're on an operating table, man, you're probably not going to have a good time. Yes, it can save your life. Yes, there's lots of things that can change and improve. More than likely, you're never coming out the same as you went into a surgery. I've been through quite a few, and man, I hope I do not have to have many more.
My role ultimately as a physician is to be a healer, is to help people really be in their best health. And if I can get to them early enough so that we can prevent them from needing heart surgery, that is what I consider to be ideal. But I also am blessed and humbled to have the ability to help those people that were failed by the system, that didn't hear this information and, end up with advanced heart disease. And of course, we then need to intervene to save their life or improve their life. But when you get me as a surgeon these days, it also comes with the information about, we're doing the surgery, we're dealing with the problem in front of us, but we got to change what led to you needing the surgery.
Got to change
in
the core
first place
issues
as well.
So you've been
Absolutely have
doing
to
this
change the core
for
issues.
about 20 years or so. What sort of trends are you seeing in terms of heart disease?
Well, the most noticeable trend that I'm seeing is the patients are getting younger and younger. When I started my career, 20, 25 years ago, going through my training, we operated on 70 and 80-year-olds for the most part. There were some 60-year-olds, and the 50-year-olds were kind of unusual. Today, I routinely am operating on 40-year-olds. And so we're seeing heart
insane.
disease develop earlier and earlier.
It's insane. I mean, you never used to see this back in my day, back when I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s. Anyone you hear of with severe heart problems and stuff was always at a minimum in their mid to late 60s. Always in that age range. And the fact that the average is starting to slip down to 40 years old, that's almost where I'm at. That's literally almost where I'm at right now. And I so easily could be in this situation if I do not take this seriously and I do not change right now. I mean, it is literally life or death what I'm doing right now with this struggle in the weight loss.
Earlier. And of course, I recognize that this is because metabolic disease is happening earlier and earlier. You know, we routinely see teenagers being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes these days. And this is very scary.
There's kids.
This
There's
is an
kids being
accelerating
diagnosed.
trend. And, you know, if we don't confront it, if we don't start to change that, we're going to find ourselves in a very bad place. Many people are probably aware that for the first time, you know, in the last 100 or so years that we've been tracking this, life expectancy here in the U.S. has started to decrease. And yeah, there were some effects of COVID that led to some of that decrease, but the reality is
Yeah,
that
you start talking the shifty
metabolic
COVID numbers. Who knows what we're
which
looking at with
includes the
that?
heart disease crisis, is a big contributor. The other noticeable trend over my career, when I was training to be, when I made the choice to, you know, go through heart surgery training, a lot of my surgical mentors discouraged me. They said, that's a dying field. Heart disease is going to be going away. This was right around the time where statins had become commonplace. And the feeling was that there wasn't going to be.
There's one thing we don't like around here. It's statins. Statins are nasty, nasty stuff. Let's take a look at the side effects of statins. That is quite the list. It's still going. Still going. Nasty, nasty stuff. Muscle weakness, fatigue, headache, digestive issues, elevated liver enzymes, sleep disturbances, insomnia, rashes, myopathy, rhabdomyolysis, immune-mediated necrotizing myopathy. Autoimmune muscle damage that can persist after stopping statin. That's fantastic. You can literally give yourself a flesh-eating bacterial infection, it seems, that will not go away even if you quit the medication. We don't like statins. We do not like statins.
Heart surgery to do in 20 years.
I'm very curious with my carnivore journey because I'm coming up, well, I say coming up, I'm about 5 weeks away from my next round of blood tests to see where my cholesterol, triglycerides, everything else is sitting. And if it's high, they're probably going to try to put me on statins, and I'm going to refuse. I'm going to refuse. It's going to be very interesting to see the outcome of that.
And here I am 20 years later. We as heart surgeons are busier than ever. Heart disease remains far and away the #1 killer here in the United States and worldwide. And heart disease not only isn't going away, its incidence is increasing. So those are two
you hear about
very
it more and more every day.
trends that
More
I
and
have
more
seen
every day.
in what I consider to be a relatively short career. 20 years is not that long a time on the grand scale of things, and we see noticeable worsening in both of these trends.
For myself, my former self, and frankly, a lot of people out there, they hear what I'm eating. They're worried about cholesterol. You're going to clog your arteries. That's what I was always worried about. You got to eat low fat sort of thing. What should people really be worried about? Like, is there a root cause of heart disease that you can simplify, I guess, for people?
Quick interruption. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in learning more about our documentary, Healing Humanity, The Power of a Proper Human Diet, or supporting it, please visit donate.healinghumanity.movie. Our goal is to reach millions of people that are hopeless right now, and sharing the examples of real people over the course of 1 year that are undertaking a proper healing diet.
Mr. Kenberry. We love
obesity,
Kenberry
type
around
2
here.
diabetes, depression, anxiety.
Around these parts, we love
fertility
Kenberry.
issues. We couldn't do it without you. We thank you so much. We are also selling these shirts, Healing Humanity, the Power of a Proper Human Diet. Every penny we get from those goes towards the documentary. And last, we have memberships. If you click the little join button, it's best to do it on desktop. Under any one of my YouTube videos, you can join and become a member. We have hundreds of members right now. We do members only videos. We do members only behind the scenes. You can email me as a member and I'll answer you. And every penny from that goes to support the documentary. And the last thing is we have these Redmond's portable salt shakers. These things are awesome. You can get the best salt. You can take it with you. We sell these on the website along with our water bottles and cutting boards, and every penny from all of those goes 100% towards supporting the documentary. You can also sign up for our newsletter, which is completely free. All of these links are in the description below. Thank you so much for your support. Now back to today's
All
video.
right, there we go. That should be
Yeah,
better.
I think the simple root causes of heart disease are inflammation and insulin resistance. And those two are related, but, they can also occur sort of independent of each other. But these are the true root causes of heart disease. What I tell people about cholesterol, about lipids, is it's not that they're irrelevant. It's just that they're downstream from those root causes. And when it comes to cholesterol, I try and get people to focus on the quality of your cholesterol, not the quantity of your cholesterol. And that cholesterol quality is affected by insulin resistance and inflammation. So that is really what.
Insulin resistance, lucky. I am good on all that. Inflammation is my absolute nightmare fuel. Inflammation is just absolutely destroying me right now. It's a large part of the Lyme disease is doing that. And man, I just have not found the solution yet. Normal carnivore, it seemed a lot better. That being said, it's been looking a bit rough here the last 5 days or so. Even with lion diet, my inflammation levels have been through the absolute roof. Probably the minute I end stream here, I'm going to head and get a sauna and a few laps in the pool and see if that helps with anything. So hopefully, getting out and getting moving again is going to be tremendously helpful.
What the root cause that I believe we should be focused on is, and the scientific literature, the studies support this. I did a talk a number of years ago for one of the low carb meetings where I went through every paper that I could find that had a comparison of the risk associated with high cholesterol and the risk associated with insulin resistance when it came to cardiovascular disease. And in every one of those papers, the magnitude of risk associated with insulin resistance was much higher than the magnitude of risk associated with increased cholesterol. So this is, I think at the crux of our problem is that we've been so focused on cholesterol that we essentially ignore
the actual core issues of what's going on. Funny how that happens in medicine, man. It's real easy in medicine for these guys to get tunnel visioned on you. It really
rest
is.
of the picture, the insulin resistance and the inflammation. And when you take care of the insulin resistance and you take care of the inflammation, the cholesterol is probably no longer an issue. So that's kind of how I think about heart disease these days and how I talk to patients about heart disease these days.
So if we really simplify it, it's from eating processed
Mr.
foods
Tardy,
and sugar and
hell
things
yeah.
that weren't intended to that causes
What's going on, Benny Bob? How you doing today? Oh, man. What, did you bring the kickbots with you? We haven't had a kickbot yet. As soon as Benny shows up, the kickbots are here. Kick them to the curb. How's your weekend going, Benny? Everything good? We've just been chilling. We are looking at some Homestead How. We're looking at another look at cholesterol. We're going to take another look at fiber today. We got a lot of really good stuff to look at. I'm going to tone my mic down just a little bit. I think we're hitting the yellow line there just a little bit too much. There, that looks a lot better. We're looking at that. But really, really good look at cholesterol again. This gentleman here on the right is Dr. Phil Avadia. We're going to find his channel as well at iFix Hearts. He is a cardiac surgeon with over 3,000 surgeries under his belt. So super, super good look at cholesterol and what the actual root cause of heart disease is.
The inflammation and insulin resistance for the most part.
Now, I had no idea either that with Homestead Howe that his daughter had actually had open heart surgery at like 14 years old. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, that's certainly a major factor. There are other factors. There are other lifestyle factors.
Just being
There are
lazy as
things like
usual. Yeah, I
smoking,
hear you, brother. That's
which
how I feel
certainly
today too,
contribute
man.
to-
I've been this whole week. Lion's going great. The diet's locked in. Food wise, we're doing real, really good. I haven't done a goddamn thing all week. Outside of doing my reps on stream with you guys, I have not had any workouts in. I have not had yoga. I have not had stretches. My joints have been in absolutely so much pain this week. I am just dying to get back to some physical activity here. Hopefully today. It depends how stream goes. Like I said, we're going to go till at least 5 o'clock. If we're super busy, we'll keep going. If we end at 5, I am likely going to try to get myself to the gym today. If not for anything else, just a nice sauna. Potentially, depending how the pool's looking on weekends, it's so busy there. If the pool's looking good, maybe I'll try and get 500 meters in just to start back out again and get moving and get in the water. Sounds really, really good. I think the inflammation and the stiffness is just getting to me so bad that I need to fight through it and I need to get moving again. I think that's the biggest thing. I was back in that mindset where, oh, it's bad, I'll wait till it's not bad, and realizing, well, it's going to stay bad until I'm out there moving and doing stuff.
Inflammation.
Yeah, me neither,
but
Benny.
the
I just
primary
discovered that at the
driver
beginning of
of
this
insulin
video.
resistance certainly seems to be ultra-processed food, which includes sugar and highly refined carbohydrates, and also includes processed oils.
And also, since we've had a gentleman in the YouTube comments going off about the sugar diet, we're going to watch a nice Ken Berry breakdown of the sugar diet. We're all going to have a good little laugh here.
Vegetable seed oils that both independently and certainly combined can really wreak havoc on our, the development of insulin resistance.
If heart disease is going up because we have poor metabolic health, inflammation, insulin resistance, then prior to this, like 1800s or something, wouldn't we have had much less heart disease, heart attacks, things like that? Is there any stats or data on any of that?
Yeah, there's very good statistics on this. So, we first can go back to sort of, the leading physicians of the late 1800s, and some of them published sort of their life experience. And you see very little, if any, mention of heart disease in what they were treating. And then, we really started to track heart disease.
That's a double-edged sword, though, because they had a decent amount of knowledge back in the 1800s. But that's still a very long time ago. They didn't have access to scanning equipment like we did. I mean, when were the first X-rays even a thing? Curious when X-rays actually became standard medical practice. Oh, 1895. It's hard to tell, Benny. It got really, really bad. It's been so much worse since the cheat weekend, so I don't know if it's still residual from that or not. I don't know. It's the struggle. I really don't know what's going on at this point. I think the Lyme disease is it's fighting for its life. It wants to cling on and just stay in there, and it's bad. It's bad. Every joint in my body, my elbows are getting bad. My shoulders are popping. My wrists are popping. I went to give the wife a shoulder rub the other day, and my thumb almost popped right out backwards. It's just every joint on my body is just falling apart right now. It's utter misery. I don't see orthopedics again until the day before Christmas, so I do have them coming up in the near future here. So excited for that. Definitely excited for that, and we're going to see what happens there, but I mean, my orthopedic guy's solution has just been, if the joint hurts, we're just going to put injections into it. And I don't want to just keep putting Band-Aids on it, because that's all those injections are. I get injections in my knees, and for 3 weeks, for the first week sucks. And then from week 2 to like week 4.5, week 5 feels absolutely amazing. Well, it's 12 weeks in between shots. It's once every 3 months I can get the things. And as soon as it wears off, I get used to like normal life again. I get moving easier. I get out. I do far more stuff. That's why you can almost gauge my videos I make off of when I have my shots in my knees, because the weeks where I'm bumping out 20 videos of me outside working out, doing this, doing rope workouts, doing walks, going to the gym, doing swims, all this stuff, it's always when I have my shots. And then as soon as they start wearing off, it feels like it's right back to ground zero again. If not worse, because I'm pushing harder and harder and harder, and that shot can only do so much in there. So much. There's higher tiers of shots and stuff I can do, but man, it's like once you start doing that, it's just the beginning of the end for your joints.
Statistics.
I wish this hell upon no one. I truly wish this hell upon no one. I don't know if there's, in my mind, I don't know if there's anything worse I could have going on at this point, because it's literally, it factors every single moment of your life comes down to your joints. It truly
Here in
does.
the U.S., as far as I'm aware, right
If the
around
frame don't work,
1900
nothing
is
else
when we
works too
started to
good.
track it. And again, it was a pretty rare disease back then. And we started to see a steady incline, a steady increase in the amount of heart disease in the early 1900s. And then around the mid 1900s, shortly after World War II, 1950s, we really start to see an acceleration of this trend. Here in the US, it really came to the forefront of public awareness. 1955 is when President Eisenhower had a heart attack while in office. And, that appropriately set off the alarm bells. And that really started the question of what is causing heart disease. And unfortunately, around that same time, some choices were made about where to focus our efforts on heart disease, prevention and treatment. And we may have made some choices that, in retrospect, were misinformed, I guess is one way to say it.
A nice way to say it.
Yeah.
If you were to give my former self advice, like back in the day when I was overweight and unhealthy, congestive heart failure, irregular heartbeat, I was told to avoid fat. I was cutting fat off of my meat. I was eating low fat salad dressing, which probably had a whole bunch of seed oils in it and other unnatural items as well.
We love seed oils. Seed oils are our favorite. We love seed oils around here. Why don't you get yourself a nice tub of Crisco and just pour yourself a glass? I'm sure you'll do fine.
What advice would you give to me or someone that's watching this right now that is concerned about fat and not necessarily concerned about their metabolic health?
Yeah, so I would give them the same advice that I ultimately gave myself about 8 years ago, which was, low carbohydrate, eliminate processed food. For me, it really starts with eat whole, real food. And I believe, the majority of that food should be animal protein, and with the fat that comes with it. We, evolved eating these foods, and we ate these foods for millions of years as human beings and didn't seem to have any issues with heart disease. And then all of a sudden, when we started to introduce more sugar, these fake oils, processed food in general, that's when we saw this heart disease epidemic taking off. Certainly what I ended up doing to improve my health, what you ended up doing to improve your health, and so many that we've seen these days have done is, low carbohydrate, primarily animal, protein focused. Some of us, go full bore into carnivore. And, as most people watching this probably know, that's largely how I maintain my life, and that's how you maintain your life. And we've seen great results from it. And we have a ever enlarging community now that's getting similar results. And honestly, that's the same advice I give my patients these days. Low carb,
I hope I get the results, man.
You can eat all of the red meat, all of the animal products that you want. They are not harming your heart. They never were the problem. And it's just so unfortunate that we have all of this history around this bad advice that is so hard to overcome these days. Because when they hear from a heart surgeon that
what we need is actual tests conducted by people that aren't paid by lobbyists or don't have a pre-existing opinion going into it. Pure blind studies. That's what we actually need on this stuff. But it's never going to happen. It's too many food industry money. There's too much goddamn pharmaceutical money. It's all just backing all of this.
You can eat all of the red meat you want. It's certainly shocking to most people. And then, it takes a lot to really explain why I say that, why I'm so confident.
Why?
saying
Thank you,
that,
Midnight.
and
Why?
why
Thank you.
that's
Thank you.
what I
Thank
do
you. Feels
myself.
good. Definitely feels good.
Yeah,
I'm still having a hell of a time this week. Me and Benny were just talking about it. I don't know if it was the cheat weekend as a whole that really just threw me into this slump, but man, just joint pain, inflammation. I figured to be residing on the Lion diet. This is day 6 of Lion right now. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna keep pushing through. But thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm super proud of that 9 pounds. That was pure diet too. That was purely just going back to Lion. I've been in so much pain this week. I really have not done much working out. No calisthenics, no yoga. I did like my push-up attempts on Monday. I was in so much pain doing that, I just gave up for the rest of the week. After stream today, I'm going to try to get to the pool and do a sauna this afternoon if they're open. And it's not super, super busy there. How long am I going to be live today? I am doing probably 4 hours. The plan is to go to 5 p.m. Eastern currently. We're coming up on 2 o'clock. So at least another 3.5 hours or 3.25 hours. We are going to do, I got a nice set of reactions. We're going to look at cholesterol right now is what we're looking at. We're going to look at fiber coming up. I've had someone in my YouTube comments going nuts telling me to do the sugar diet, which to me is laughable, but we are going to look at a Ken Berry breakdown of that. And then today, being a weekend, I don't game often on stream, but I think one day a week, we're going to start doing, I have never played Red Dead Redemption 2. So we are going to start our first playthrough of Red Dead Redemption 2 today. That'll probably start around 3 o'clock, and we'll just hang out and have some fun and bullshit and listen to stories and play some video games and be a cowboy in the Wild Wild West. Will Smith style.
So ingrained in people's brains, it's hard to get them to understand. For me, carnivore is what's worked best, but if I simplify it even more, I realize
this story is
it's kind of
amazing, by the
return-
way. This is Homestead How on YouTube. Super, super cool guy. He had congenitive heart failure, super irregular heartbeats, and he was able to actually cure the entire thing by eating carnivore. And then the man he's interviewing, Dr. Philip Ovedia, he has a channel called I Fix Hearts. Haven't checked him out much yet, but he's a cardiac surgeon with over 3,000 open heart surgeries under his belt. Crazy, crazy stuff. And he is highly recommending carnivore. Said he fixed his own life with carnivore. So this is a really good
returning to what's natural for humans. All these seed oils and processed things, even like some of the produce, people will say, well, why can't you just have broccoli? Some of the produce nowadays, it's got pesticides in it. It's got glyphosate in it. It's got defense mechanisms in it. It seems like given the current scenario, if you go in the grocery store, eating meat and eggs, beef, butter, bacon, eggs, seems like the cleanest I can eat personally, given the options that are out there, and feel incredible doing it. I'm never hungry. I think
if I ever drop back into keto again itself, because we're going to see, I already think, besides weight loss, what other changes have I had? Are you talking overall, Vince, or are you talking just the past 5 days or so on the Lion diet? Overall, a lot. If it's the Lion diet, it's been an interesting week, but I'll break it down for you. Let me know which one you mean.
It feels natural. It feels like that's one of the takeaways with this documentary I've been learning, because initially this was all going to be about carnivore diet. Now I'm like, it's just as humanity's gotten further and further away from what's natural, we're getting sicker and sicker. You mentioned cigarettes before. That's like a prime example, like lighting a piece of paper on fire, putting it in your mouth. Pretty unnatural. You end up with cancer. You end up with all sorts of issues. And then all these seed oils.
Overall, I mean, we're really doing fantastic right now. My mobility has come back quite a bit. My biggest hurdle right now is I have so much damage to my joints from 50% Lyme disease and 50% weighing as much as I do. And my joints are the biggest thing holding me back. If my joints were completely fine right now, I would be working out in a gym 5 hours a day. I have nothing but time to dedicate to the weight loss for the next 6 months. I took 6 months off work to do this weight loss journey, get as much done as we can, and my joints are my biggest setback. But they are improving. Inflammation has come down. My brain fog, I had severe brain fog. I was always just kind of in a daze. That has definitely improved. My sleep has improved tenfold, absolute tenfold. I always slept for the proper amount of hours and everything. I'm always between like 7 to 9 hours when I sleep, but the quality of my sleep has definitely gone up. I won't even show you because you won't be able to see it on my other phone here, but I wear a CPAP machine. I have sleep apnea, and I haven't been able to get rid of it yet, but I have tracked my sleep, my REM cycles, everything else. My overall sleep has been massively, massively improved. My energy levels are up. I used to have really, really bad skin breakouts on my face from where I wear the CPAP mask. You got a big plastic mask stuck on your face all night when you sleep. And just that rubbing around on my skin, I used to constantly just have red, gross, inflamed, flaky skin. That is almost completely cleared up from the diet. And we're seeing a tremendous amount of positive change. We're not where we need to be yet, but we are absolutely heading in the right direction. Many, many improvements. Skin, everything else is just going great. Yeah, Lyme is rough. Lyme is extremely rough. I didn't even know what happened. I couldn't even tell you when I got Lyme. I have been dealing with Lyme disease, chronic Lyme disease, for over 10 years now. I have no idea when I initially got it. I never had the bullseye rash or anything. I was diagnosed in 2013 or 2014 was my initial diagnosis. And I've been dealing with it ever since. I did rotating antibiotic therapy for almost a year, cycling through doxycycline, penicillin, other penicillin-based antibiotics, and luckily we were able to clear most of it out. The problem with Lyme disease and why my joints are so bad is Lyme is able to basically burrow into your cartilage. The type of bacteria is called a spirochete. So if you look into Lyme disease, the actual bacteria itself is shaped like a little corkscrew. And due to its shape, it can slowly just burrow into your cartilage. And the problem is antibiotics cannot get into your cartilage. So what happens is they burrow in there. So every time I can rinse my system out as much as I want, but it'll always come back. It'll just repopulate itself right out of my joints again. It's a terrible, terrible cycle. I am looking at bee venom therapy. There's been a lot of advances with bee venom. You actually sting yourself with honeybees 1 or 2 times a week because the bee venom, well, it's bad for you. It's bad for the human body. It is far, far worse for Lyme disease. It actually just completely destroys Lyme bacteria on contact. So again, it's restricted to your bloodstream. I don't know if it can penetrate the joints deeper than antibiotics can, but we are looking at bee venom therapy still. And that was my first 10 years of Lyme disease. And now I also was bitten again and got a second round of Lyme disease in summer of 2022. I got Lyme disease again. I actually had like the full-on bullseye rash. The pictures are on the phone I'm using for a webcam right now. I'd actually show you the pictures. I have a picture of my leg with a bullseye. It was an actual bullseye rash, like the real faint red rings bullseye, and then within a day, this part of my thigh was almost completely black and bruised from how much damage that tick bite did to me. So absolutely, absolutely crazy stuff. Lyme disease does not get enough talk as it should. It is a terrible, terrible disease, and it's spreading much, much further. It used to be only a thing up here in the northeast of the country. It's starting to find it down south. There's Rocky Mountain fever. I mean, a tick is literally nature's dirty hypodermic needle. There's all sorts of stuff they carry. Lyme disease, Rocky Mountain fever. There's actually now a certain tick that can bite you and you become allergic to red meat. Literally allergic to red meat for around 5 years. Most people do clear it and they are able to eat meat again. But there is a tick bite where you can't eat meat. I'm actually curious of the name of it. Oops. Can't eat meat. It's the Lone Star tick. So literally down south. Alpha-gal syndrome, AGS. Yep. A sugar molecule called galactose alpha-1, 3-galactose alpha-gal. The Lone Star tick injects into your skin when it bites. Foods that become dangerous: red meat, beef, pork, lamb, venison, and goat. Yes, sir, Benny. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yep. That is scary, scary stuff. Scary stuff. Where this Lone Star tick lives. Southeast and south central U.S., but its range has expanded dramatically in the last 20 years. Now found as far north as Maine, Minnesota, and Canada, throughout the Midwest and the Mid-Atlantic. So as carnivores, possibly the worst thing you could ever have happen to you is get alpha-gal syndrome. Absolute worst thing that could happen. You will be allergic to meat for a very long time. Eventually outgrow it. Some people eventually outgrow it after 1 to 5 years of avoiding red meat, but it may be permanent. Crazy, crazy stuff. Sounds good, Vince. Good to see you, brother. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out for a little bit. Always good to see you. Hope your weekend is going good, and I hope you have an amazing little walk. We'll talk to you soon. All right, let's get back and finish this video.
Things so highly processed. We've just gotten so far.
You guys ever want to get me sidetracked, just bring up Lyme disease, because I will sit here and talk your ear off on Lyme disease for the next 6 hours if I can. We didn't even see the real fun part where Lyme disease is technically an engineered bioweapon. That's the most fun talk you can have. Plum Island, baby.
Away from things.
Plum Island.
So, Dr. Ovadia, I like to simplify things. I heard this analogy. I wanted to run it by you to see if this is true or fair or if it's off base. It made me understand things a little bit better because I still get the cholesterol thing from people. That's the first thing they ask me. You've been doing carnivore almost 500 days. What's your cholesterol? I heard someone say this. I want to know if it's true. And what they said was, if you imagine in the United States, there were about 350,000 house fires last year. And if you look at that data, in almost every instance, firemen showed up. And so if you look at that data, you could come to the conclusion firemen cause house fires. And this analogy the person was making was saying it's kind of similar with
I
cholesterol.
like that way of
If you
looking
look,
at it.
when someone has heart disease, you see cholesterol there. The cholesterol is getting blamed for the heart disease, but in reality, the cholesterol may be going there to heal inflammation or something else. Is that a fair analogy?
Yeah, it definitely is. You know, cholesterol is basically the body's repair mechanism for the damage that's being done to our blood vessels.
Hey, it's like the
and
same
that
alert I use.
damage is from inflammation and insulin resistance. And the problem becomes that if you keep doing the damage, and especially if the cholesterol itself is damaged, which is one of the effects from insulin resistance, that's when we start to see this plaque buildup, this atherosclerosis that,
I
you know,
missed something there.
leads.
If you look, when someone has heart disease, you see cholesterol there. The cholesterol is getting blamed for the heart disease, but in reality, the cholesterol may be going there to heal inflammation or something else. Is that a fair analogy?
Yeah, it definitely is. You know, cholesterol is basically the
Yeah,
body's
some bullshit,
repair
Benny.
mechanism
Some bullshit.
for the damage that's being done to our blood vessels. And that damage is from inflammation and insulin resistance. And the problem becomes that if you keep doing the damage, and especially if the cholesterol itself is damaged, which is one of the effects from insulin resistance, that's when we start to see this plaque buildup, this atherosclerosis that, you know, leads to heart disease and leads to people having heart attacks. And, you know, I think that is a very fair analogy, that the cholesterol is getting blamed, but it wasn't the cholesterol that started the problem. And that's why we go back to insulin resistance and inflammation, because if you take that out of the picture, no one has ever demonstrated, you know, that cholesterol in the blood can just spontaneously start to form plaque. You have to have damage to the blood vessel first. And that is what allows this cholesterol to then start to come into the blood vessel wall and start to build up in these plaques. So if you eliminate the insulin resistance, you eliminate the inflammation, you can effectively mitigate
nightmare fuel.
the heart disease risk.
This has been great, Dr. Ovadia. I can't thank you
All right,
enough.
this is probably one of the best ones I've seen on cholesterol yet. It is a super good explanation on plaque buildup. That was still my big remaining concern, was the plaque buildup itself, and that explains it. The inflammation is there, and the cholesterol is there, trying to heal that. So basically, it can exacerbate it, but it's from a pre-existing condition, from something else: inflammation, insulin resistance, damage, smoking, whatever it may be. Cholesterol is there to heal that, and that's when the plaque can build up. So that is a very good explanation, and that also alleviates probably the rest of my concerns on cholesterol.
I want to shout out for anyone watching my channel. Please go check out Dr. Ovadia. Your book is amazing. Stay off my operating table. Where else can people find you or learn more about what you're doing?
Yeah, so iFix Hearts is really where to find me everywhere. You can go to ifixhearts.com. You can see all the ways that me and my team work with people to keep them off my operating table. We have I have a full telemedicine practice.
There's not many surgeons that want you to stay off of their operating table, man. They all want you to be on that operating table to make that money. It's like the guy yesterday who's actually sending patients home from his nursing home.
We also have coaching programs. We have a community. Of course, the book is a great place to start. And iFix
Yo,
Hearts is
Instagram
also
is
across
blowing up today. I've had a couple videos on Instagram get several thousand views here in the last couple days. We're actually finally making some moves on Insta here.
all social media.
Beautiful,
where you'll
beautiful
find
stuff.
me.
Beautiful stuff.
That's great. I will have links to that in the description below, and I really encourage everyone to go check that out. Follow Dr. Ovadia, support him. We got to elevate the voices of good doctors like Dr.
Absolutely awesome, awesome video. Thank you again for suggesting Homestead How. Super, super awesome stuff. He was able to cure his cardiac disease. This is a man with over 3,000 open heart surgeries under his belt, also saying that meat is the answer. Meat is the answer, and we absolutely love to see it. Phenomenal video. We're going to check him out some more as well. He does have his own channel. We're going to get into his stuff here in a little bit, kind of see what he's going on. Probably not today, but in the near future, we're definitely going to check him out. This is another one. Let's talk fiber, because we've been talking fiber a lot in stream lately. So I kind of want to get into this one. This is also Mr. Homestead How, Dr. Tony Hampton. Let's get a look at fiber and what we're looking at.
Possibly.
I keep
do
thinking my dog's
carnivore
below me. He's not.
if you're not getting fiber. Hello and welcome, Carrie here from Healing Humanity, the Power of a Proper Human Diet. And today I'm thankful, grateful,
Volume's
blessed,
really
and
low on
honored
this
to
one.
welcome Dr. Tony
What's
Hampton
up,
back to the channel. Dr. Hampton,
Mr.
how are you?
Legend?
Hey,
How
I'm
you
having a
doing
great
today?
morning.
How's your weekend
Always-
going? How's life? Why do I keep something keeps flashing next to me? I keep thinking my dog's trying to jump up on me. And I look down and there's nothing there.
Happy to come to your channel and talk about.
Let me know if this
whatever
video's
the-
too quiet
the
for you guys.
crowd
It's
is
really
needing to
quiet
hear.
on my
so
end.
happy
So
to be here, my friend. Let's chop it up.
Well, I appreciate you. And what I'm interested in chatting with you about today is something I've been digging into very deeply lately, and that is fiber. And I get so many comments from people on my YouTube.
I actually get, funnily enough, when I talk to my doctors about me doing keto, carnivore, or whatever it is I'm doing at the time, I actually get more flack from them about fiber than I do about cholesterol, is the funny part. Darn it, I was hoping I could eat kangaroo meat if I got alpha-gal syndrome, have to stick to poultry, fish, and non-mammalian foods. Yeah, Benny, it's bad. It's bad. That alpha-gal shit is no joke. I am lucky I did not get that form of it. Lyme disease also sucks, so I'm good. Nice to meet you. I'll leave nice comments. Oh, of course, I know. I see you in the comments all the time, Legend, all the time. Yeah, we've been doing a lot more live stuff lately. We have been doing a lot more live. This is day 4 this week. We've been live. Normally, we don't do weekends too often. We're going to start doing probably every Saturday, though, right around this time. I don't know your time zone. I am Eastern U.S. Standard, so probably around 1 to 5 p.m. EST will be standard Saturday streams coming up. Normal weeks, I am Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday as well. It kind of fluctuates depending on doctor's appointments and everything else I have going on. But it's awesome to see you live. Awesome to see you live in here, brother. Appreciate you coming in. Appreciate you hanging out. I appreciate all the awesome comments you leave me. You don't even need to tell me who you are, man. I recognize you as soon as you came in. You guys are awesome, man. All the comments you guys leave me, absolute motivators, man. Every single one of you. You guys keep me going every single day. So we do a lot of this. If you've never been to stream before, we do a lot of breakdowns on a lot of channels that cover carnivore stuff, a lot of doctors that are looking into fiber and cholesterol, stuff like that. We got some fun ones coming up. We're going to be looking at the sugar diet today. We've had another gentleman in the comments who's been going up and down every video saying you have to do the sugar diet. You have to change to the sugar diet, which to me is somewhat laughable, but we're going to take a look at the sugar diet. But we're having fun. We're having a really good weekend. Everything is going fantastic.
Channel, and one of their big concerns is oftentimes fiber.
It's always fiber. It's always fiber. Every time I mention to my doctors, hey, I'm doing the carnivore diet. Hey, I'm doing keto. I'm going full lion diet. I'm doing this. And the first thing they say, fiber. You're not going to have fiber. Your GI tract, your bowel movements, all of it's going to get thrown off. Well, I've kind of found to the contrary that has not held true. But we're going to get a good look at fiber here.
How can you possibly do carnivore
Don't forget to hydrate,
if you're
gentlemen.
not getting fiber? The mainstream message we've heard over and over again is that you need fiber. And there's a big study that recently came out, an umbrella review of many different.
Oh, I owe you guys
meta-analysis
reps, too.
That had
Good God.
17 million people.
Whole hour in, I have not done my
And
first
there's
set of
people
reps
that
yet.
are
4
saying,
sets of
well,
reps
there's
per
so many
stream,
people
so
in
we're
the
going to get a set of
study,
reps in
it's
while we're
gotta be
watching here.
important, but I guess my question for you are, what are your thoughts on fiber? Is it really that important? And how could we be so wrong with all of the nutrition studies and science that we hear on the news over and over again, that you need to have fiber or you're going to die younger, is basically what we're hearing.
Yeah, well, it starts with the headlines not being reflective of the dietary patterns that we enjoy in the low carb, keto, and carnivore community. And with that dietary pattern, we really just don't need fiber. And so a lot of times the studies that they're looking at
Loaves
are
and
people
rounds, yep.
on a conventional standard American diet. And in that setting, you could argue that they may benefit from fiber because the dietary pattern they're eating is totally not the best diet for your gastrointestinal tract. So, you know, the first thing many people have already heard, but I have to say it again, is that fiber is not an essential nutrient, meaning that your body can thrive just like a lion or tiger without any fiber. We do need essential.
I'm so sorry. Did he just say that there's a tiger diet? And if so, why am I not aware of what that is? We're going to have to check into that as soon as I finish my rips. It's forced a burp out of my chest for my workout.
Protein, and we think about essential fatty acids, which is fat, which is why when you eat a ribeye or ground beef, you get all the things you need to live. The only thing that plants do is give you some residue that you have to get rid of. So people who eat plants with a lot of fiber will have more stool to get rid of. But that is not the goal. The goal is to have a comfortable, effortless elimination. And if you have a comfortable, effortless elimination, which you can certainly do on the animal diet, there's no need to have all that extra fiber. And there are a lot of things that make people nervous because they've been taught year after year about the same concepts. They'll say, well, if you have less frequent bowel movements, that means you're constipated, but that's absolutely not true. Constipation is when you have a hard bowel movement that's maybe painful, maybe you're straining, or you're just feeling like you've had an incomplete bowel movement.
There's nothing worse than a painful Duke, man. There truly isn't. I think when it comes to life stuff and health stuff and living, not much worse than a painful Duke, not going to lie.
Really defines constipation. So we have to be careful about our definitions. And if I'm on a meat-heavy diet, if I'm a carnivore or on a keto diet that's heavy on animal protein, my stool volume will shrink because I don't have all that indigestible food like fiber in my diet. So I don't have to have a lot of bowel movements. I'm literally absorbing almost everything that I've consumed. So
today's video is sponsored proudly by ButcherBox. They recently launched a new initiative where you can support your local USA American farmers. Support American farmers with this new US pasture-raised beef from ButcherBox. This is USDA choice meat. Look at this ribeye. It's absolutely fantastic. The cows are never in feedlots. They're pasture raised. There's no antibiotics, no hormones. You're supporting.
That's another one I'm waiting to hear back on. Hopefully this week we'll start hearing back from some sponsors. I have reached out to ButcherBox, Element, all sorts. I have a whole list somewhere. But hopefully we can reach out and get some sponsorship here and get things really, really booming on the channel here in the near future. Truly, truly hope so.
A local American farmer. I get so many people asking me, how can I do that? Now you can do it with ButcherBox. There's more details, including a really special offer if you use the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Now back to today's video.
So I think people need to understand that your stool quality and frequency will change. And when you're
sure will.
On a carnivore diet,
it sure will, man. My GI stuff, and we'll love to see your journey sponsored. Oh, me too, McCarthy. Me too. I have reached out to probably about 20 different people or 20 different companies here in the last 2 weeks. I'm really hoping to hear back from some of them soon. We got Element, we got ButcherBox, we got Ancestral Products, we got a whole bunch we reached out to. Redmond Salts. So it's one of those things too that not only is it just sponsorship, but it is one of those things too. I want to make sure any product that I am backed by or anything else, it's something I truly approve of. I just don't want to advertise bullshit to you guys. I want to advertise real products that I use that I'm using on my journey. That's the biggest thing for me. I don't want to just be out here advertising whatever they throw money at me for. But I truly, truly hope something happens soon. I would absolutely love to have some sponsorship in the future here.
Diet, you have to mitigate some things. For example, hydration.
I'll tell you what, it's curious. I'm not sure what's going on with YouTube. The YouTube views have actually been just going absolutely downhill the last little bit. Okay, so Tiger Diet is standard carnivore. Gotcha. Cool. So I'm going to start calling it that. I'm never calling it carnivore again. I'm calling it Tiger Diet. He's the eye of the tiger.
And
I'll spare you. I won't
have
start
a
singing.
different need for that than a person on a plant diet. So, and those things, electrolytes and hydration, are more effective and more important for a person on a carnivore.
I found fiber, no fiber, anything else. The biggest thing that affects my GI stuff is literally it just comes down to water. How much water I'm drinking is the biggest factor for me. Which I'll tell you what, I think I have been dehydrated this week. I've been doing my standard about 40 ounces, and we are already at 10 after 2 in the afternoon. I've been up since 8 o'clock. This is already my first 40 is about to be gone. So I am a thirsty boy today.
For diet than fiber. So, and that's because when you're on a...
Actually, you'd be proud of me last night, Benny. You'd be proud of me. I ended up at 3,100 calories with 220 grams of fat for like 219 of protein yesterday. So I went a lot higher. You guys have been telling me to eat more. I went a lot higher. Woke up panicking, jumped on the scale, and I went up 0.2 today. I did go up 0.2 today. Again, I don't know if that's water retention or what we got going on. Kind of a big reason I want to get to the pool today, get some sauna action in as well. Try and sweat some of this stuff out. I think that's another thing I've been missing this week too, Benny, when you were asking earlier, is the sauna. I haven't caught the sauna this week, and I think I need to get in that sauna. I just need to detox. I need to sweat out all the absolute bullshit I have in my system from the last weekend here. I think that's a huge thing. So hopefully I'm going to be able to do that this afternoon.
On a low carb, keto, or carnivore diet, your insulin level is going to be really low. In fact, we measure insulin levels in the clinic to make sure that it's low. And if it's low, you're going to increase the loss of water and salt, right, via the kidneys. And when you increase the loss of water and salt, you just got to replace it. It's very simple. And people say, well, every dietary pattern has issues. Well, the issue we have is that we have to replace our electrolytes and our water. So we tell people to salt to their thirst and make sure you start your day with fluids. I've already had a whole,
It's the biggest thing I do. And I started doing this long before I did carnivore, long before I started dieting. It was probably around 2022 when I was still eating like absolute garbage. Just whatever came my way, carbs, sugar, none of it mattered. I just ate whatever. But I did make a promise that every single day I wake up, the first thing that will enter my body is water. And that change alone has been monumental along the way. Absolutely monumental.
16 ounces of water before we even started this recording, which is in the morning. And I'll also make sure I have my salt or electrolytes to go with it. And for those few people who struggle, because you lose magnesium as well, you need to just add some magnesium glycinate. That'll keep things flowing. So, and the other thing that people need to
I'm actually starting to wonder if I've been salting pretty heavily doing Lion this week. I did get real good with salting everything. I got a big old stew in the crock pot right now, or I call it a stew. It's just a big old hunk of meat out there. I've been salting everything really good. I'm kind of wondering if I'm missing electrolytes right now like crazy. That could also be a large part. If I miss electrolyte stuff, my joints start getting really bad again. So that could be another factor. That could also be another real big factor.
Understand
here.
If you're on a carnivore diet, which is why we talk about, things like, ruminant meat and fatty meat. We need fat because fat is another thing that'll make sure you have normal bowel movements. So if you're on a low fat carnivore diet, that's not going to work. So why do we need fat? Because we have a gallbladder under our right rib, and that gallbladder has to release bile to help us digest certain types of food like fat and cholesterol. But the good thing about bile and those types of things, it's almost like grease for the intestinal tract. It makes things flow better. So if I'm on a lean protein diet, things won't flow as well. So
that's still my major concern is I lost my gallbladder last year and it's still a major concern of mine. I think that's really messing with my GI stuff and making my GI part of everything on this trip a lot harder than for most people. Missing a gallbladder is rough. It's really, really rough while I'm doing this. And that's kind of my concern on lying because I'm going so high. It's funny, I've been eating nothing but turkey and ham the last week or so and only had one bowel movement. Yeah, sounds about right. Turkey and ham, you're definitely going to be a little lower fat on that. It's so important your body will create a fake one. That's what we were talking about last time, Rob, is basically that your liver, a part of your liver just takes over the bile function from it, right? I'm pretty sure that's what we were looking at. It's just weird. I got my GI stuff is still so all over the place. I mean, as far as bowel movements and stuff, I'm on like 3 for the day already. It's only like 2 in the afternoon. So again, that could be coming off the cheat meal. It could be electrolyte. It could be so many different things. That's the biggest thing I'm trying to dial in.
People on a carnivore diet, to make sure they don't get constipated.
The duct between your liver and stomach is what does it? Okay.
And I think another thing that comes to mind, particularly for us people with stomach issues, we worry about our microbiome. They say, your microbiome has to be diverse.
Good to see you, by the way, Rob. Hope your day is going well.
Yeah, maybe it needs to be diverse if I'm on a
the
plant
YouTube
diet.
Side says
so
hello
many
to
different types of plants. But when you're on an animal-based diet, you don't need that diversity. And what's cool about not having that diversity is that a lot of the plants have these fermentable fibers
about the same as mine.
Or bacteria that
have a good weekend. I'm missing the wife. My wife is working out of town, or she has a contract to work out of town 50% of the time. So my wife is actually gone for the next 6 days. So it's me and the dog sitting here. And if it weren't for you guys, excuse me. If it weren't for you guys, I'd be sitting here staring at a wall with the dog with nothing to do. Holy shit, Rom. Jesus, dude. That sounds like a situation, brother. I hope that gets sorted out. That's fucking crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Was that just today, or is that something that happened in the last couple of days here?
And what happens is you're going to get a lot of bloating with that these fermentable fibers. But when you're on a dietary pattern like carnivore, you're not going to have as many fermentable fibers, so you don't get as much bloating. And as you
hopefully the law's out there tracking them down for you guys.
GI issues in the past, and we don't have all that fermentation going on. And when that is not going on, guess what? Your gut is happier. I'm not bloated.
He claimed that he took the kid to CPS and there's an open case and all this stuff accusing my sister. So, Jesus Christ. Since we hired a lawyer. Damn, that's crazy, Ron. I'm sorry to hear that, man. It's absolutely wild. Doesn't know anything. Yeah. Local police are generally not much of a help on that. And they're always what someone has to be missing for like X amount of hours. I'm worried he ran off with him instead of just keeping him. Yeah. That's crazy, man. Hope you get that resolved soon. Hopefully you get some word or something or figure out what's going on at least. It's got to be a tense situation, man. I'm sorry you're going through it.
So people who have like IBS histories and things like that, they do much better on a dietary pattern where their microbiome is actually less diverse.
Did they even do that for you or no?
That was a better model. But we live in a world where they think microbiome diversity is important. So it's almost like you have to rethink how you think about your digestive system in this lane of carnivore, because it'll help you, but the key is to understand why. And the last thing I'll say is there's a lot of stuff out there about fiber and cancer and things like that, but it's really important to understand
because you're not as guarding.
Much of the studies that talk about
Are they just not stepping up to the plate to do it? They haven't. That's wild, man. Yeah, that sucks. There's only so much you can do in your shoes. Yeah, for whatever stupid reason, they got to do it, man. It's in their court. Unfortunately, it sucks. You can't do anything about it. But
fiber preventing cancer again was based on folks that was on the standard American diet, number one. Number two, a lot of that was observational research. It was not the randomized controlled trials that show cause and effect. So when you factor that in and realize those studies weren't even really quality studies, and then when you look at quality studies, you find that the link between animal protein and cancer is, for lack of better words, just not high quality studies. So I just think that
it's always the studies. It's always the studies, man. Who funds the studies? Who backed the study? Which side of the equation did the study come from? That's why it's always, there's been studies done. It's like, well, I need to know more about the study before I know about the results of the study.
Inflammatory diet, one that reduces your insulin, and is nutrient dense is the key to having normal bowel movements, and you don't need fiber for any of that. So my final statement is this: if you salt your food, you make sure your electrolytes are okay, you drink plenty of fluids, you have adequate fat in your diet, and then and if you feel great, you're great. But if you don't feel great, you're having blood in your stools, you're having pain, then it's time to see a doctor like myself. But for most of us in this carnivore community, fiber is not necessary, and it never will be necessary. So I'm just grateful I learned this and I did my own experiment, and I want everybody who's checking us out to do the same.
I love it. I have just one follow-up question, and that is, I've gone down this whole rabbit hole with fiber and the studies are based on food frequency questionnaires, which is junk science. So I don't
junk
understand
science,
how people
baby.
can
We're big
reconcile
on that
and say, this
around
study's so great, but it's based on food frequency questionnaires, which there's lots of studies that say those are completely invalid and bad science. And then the studies are paid for and they're biased, and there's so many reasons that they're bad. But I guess my question is, and I don't want to lead the witness. The thing I'm getting at when the conclusion of this video is, I feel like the message comes from a good place when people are saying, eat more vegetables, eat more fiber, because that's better than eating pizza and donuts. But I feel like our fellow humans are smart enough, and they know that, and we've been telling them that since the food pyramid.
That's always the studies are insane. Back when we were fighting against big tobacco, came out and said 9 to 10 doctors smoke Camels. Yeah. Oh yeah, smoke. That's the thing. We've had this talk many a time, McCarthy, on stream. All these studies, man. Well, look at the studies. Well, it's like, who funded the study? Which side of the equation was backing the study, or which side of it was on? Like, there's so many factors in these studies. Was it done right? How was the study conducted? It's like, every time a new study comes out that shows X, Y, or Z, it's like, well, okay, I want to see how the study was conducted, exactly what happened. Mr. Bucky, what's going on? We also got Mr. Rom hanging out, too. He is holding everything down on the kick side by himself. Oh, man. I almost wonder, is pizza worse than fruit and high fiber? Pizza never made me bleed out of your ass. That's fair. Question mark. Question mark. Is pizza better than fruit? Funnily enough, as soon as we're done with this video, we're going to break down another video on the sugar diet that this guy has been advertising to me for days. Absolutely been advertising for days.
Eat more vegetables, eat more fiber.
That guy was going hard. I don't know if you guys saw the comments on my big video I did yesterday, or the long form from yesterday, but oh my God, the guy dropped like 5 or 6 comments about going on this sugar diet. He just will not let up.
We know that. People
the man is relentless.
It's not working. And so I feel like in some ways it's almost a dangerous
Instagram just keeps going, boys. Instagram is blowing up. We got thousands of views here in the last couple days on Instagram.
It's not working. You look around in the world and people are addicted. And I think what ends up happening is they try to eat more and more of that. They're not satiated. And then they're just eating throughout the day. They're perpetuating their addiction. And then they end up
grazing. Grazing was my ultimate nemesis, man. I would walk out of here at night. Every time I walk out of my gaming lab in here, I'd walk out, I'd go to the bathroom, I'd let the dog out quick, I'd do whatever I had to do. And there was always just that little glowing light from the kitchen. I'd have to go, ooh. Well, I better go look in the fridge of what's going on. I'm like, oh, I got chicken wings left. Ooh, we got pizza left. Oh, I can grab this. I can grab that. I can pull a Red Bull. Bucky, I am going to be going till 5 p.m. at a minimum. We're going to do a little gaming today, too. We got a Saturday, nice relaxed day. I know we haven't gamed much on stream. I like reviewing the videos and stuff with you guys a lot more. We're going to start, actually, my first playthrough through Red Dead Redemption starting here in about a half hour, 40 minutes or so. Let's go open the fridge and yeah. Same, Rom, same. I'm out there like, I'm going to check on my crock pot to see how my meat's coming along. And I just turn around and see the fridge and all my instincts are saying, ooh, open that fridge and see what's going on in there. Luckily, the wife's out of town, and when she leaves to go out of town for work, she takes all of her bad, nasty stuff with her. So there's nothing for me in that fridge to even go after. But yeah, Bucky, we'll be going until at least 5 p.m. We're going to game for a little bit. We got a couple more videos to go over here. If we get super busy, if we got double-digit people hanging out, which we haven't super consistently hit double digits yet, if we can break double digits at 5 p.m., I'll probably stay on for another hour or so. I am absolutely dying, Bucky. I have not got to the gym or the sauna once this week, so this afternoon, as soon as I get done, I do really want to try and get some gym and sauna in. My joints have been flaring up so bad that I think just a large part of it is because I haven't been moving enough this week. I haven't been getting out. I haven't been doing the yoga. I haven't been doing anything. I got stuck in that loophole again. Even though the lion's going great, it's shredding weight off of me. I haven't been getting yoga, calisthenics, my stretches, my pool. I haven't been doing anything this week. And I think just the joint pain is so heavy. And I constantly get into that loophole where I don't realize, well, your joints are just going to stay this bad until you get out and move. That's when my joints feel the best. I got to force myself through the pain, and I got to do it. I got to do it carefully, but I do have to do it. Homestead House 99 Days on Carnivore is one of his best vids. He also cranks out the shorts that are pretty good. Yeah. This is my first time really checking him out. He was just doing an interview with a heart doctor that's done over 3,000 open heart surgeries. Really, really eye-opening. And I guess my biggest concern on cholesterol still was plaque buildup. And that video completely alleviated my concerns on plaque buildup. This one was pure fiber-based. We're looking at fiber again right now. I am dying to get into this sugar diet. You guys are going to know who the video is by as soon as I turn it
getting the
on.
nutrients they really need.
1 second.
I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, but is it propping this up and making it like the be all end all? We got to have so much fiber. We got to have so much vegetables. Is that in some ways dangerous?
Well, I'm a very simple guy, Kerry. It's kind of a cause and effect approach. So if I say to a patient that I'll see this morning in clinic that they should eat.
Yeah, McCarthy, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And I'm super, super guilty of that myself. Is I constantly get back into that rhythm where the joint pain is so bad. I'm like, oh, I have to take it so easy. I just need to lay down. I have to relax. And once the joint pain goes away, then I'll go back out. I'll get the workout in as soon as the joints feel better. Always not realizing my joints are not going to feel better when I just initially fight through the pain and get up and get moving. Now, one of the biggest changes I have noticed over the entirety of me doing this entire diet, workout stint, all of it, is waking up. It used to be when I woke up every morning, I would have to sit on the edge of my bed. I'd get up and I would sit there like this. I would just kind of rock back and forth on the edge of my bed for like 5 minutes, orient myself to where I am, what I'm doing. I'd be so stiff, I'd be in absolute pain. I would come into this room from my bedroom. I'd either pop in the recliner right behind me, I'd pop in this chair, and just the pain would continue. And now the beauty of it is I'm getting up so much easier. I'm sitting at the YMCA parking lot, just got a mega buddy of ice water, planning to do a tiny bit of basketball and see what I weighed from last Monday. Awesome, Bucky. Awesome. Sounds like a good time. Yeah, I'm absolutely dying to get in the pool today. I don't think I'm going to go crazy hard. I'm probably only going to swim about 500 meters. But I think now that I'm 100% approved by my fertility doctor to go back into the sauna, we're absolutely doing a sauna today, probably 2. We'll do a 15-minute session before the pool. We'll swim 500 meters, maybe a little more if I'm feeling froggy. And after that, we'll do another 15-minute session. Then I'll come home for the night and eat the big old piece of beef I got in the crock pot right now, which is smelling really, really good. And when it's smelling good from 3 rooms away, you know you're doing good. You know you're doing good.
Very source of nutrition. And I already recognize that they're not essential. Carbs are not essential to life. But more importantly, I love the fact that we have data. We have ways to measure whether or not that's a good idea. So if I see a person with diabetes type 2 today, and I say to them, let's do fruits and vegetables. And then I want you to use your continuous glucose meter to see what happens. And what you'll find is that if they start their day with a bowl of oatmeal, which has 28 carbs on average, with nothing
I hate the
added
smell of
to
pork
it.
butt cooking.
And
I have a
then
lot
they
of stuff like
have
that
a
around. I
banana,
have a
which
lot of
has
stuff
about
like that.
27
Lamb.
carbs for a
Even
medium
lamb.
banana.
There's something about when I'm cooking lamb, the smell of cooking lamb, I really can't get behind, but I love the way lamb tastes. I slept 8 hours straight 2 nights ago and like 7 last night, and it's been a while since I've slept that good. Sleep is huge, Bucky. Sleep is, I think, honestly, if I had to say outside of the diet and the exercise and everything else, the biggest change I've made and the biggest thing I've conquered is sleep. It is so important. Sounds good, Bucky. Enjoy your workout. Enjoy your basketball game. Hope you have a good time. We will still be here, my brother. We'll be going till 5 o'clock. I'm going for another 2.5 hours.
And a little orange juice, which is probably going to be in a similar range for carbs. They'll probably be having what sounds like a very healthy start to their day, but the carb count will be 100 grams of carbs. Now, If I divide that by 4, that's 25
I'm jealous. I'm jealous of Bucky. I want to be in the gym swimming right now.
teaspoons of sugar. So it's highly probable if they
want to be in the
look at
pool.
their continuous glucose meter, they're going to find that they're going to spike, right? Now, if they started their day with bacon, sausage, and eggs, for example, and there's
Well, it's one of those things, McCarthy. It's I've literally backed myself into a corner, and historically in the past, when I've tried to do this many times before, I was that guy. I couldn't stick to it. I would have 1 or 2 awesome months, and I'd fall right off the bandwagon. But right now, my joints are in such dire condition, and just my overall health, and I'm pushing 40. I'm going to be 40 years old here within the next 8 or 9 months. So this really is probably my last official chance to get healthy before things start getting really bad. So the dedication is there. I appreciate you bringing that up. The dedication is absolutely there, but it is because this is truly my final chance to do this. If I do not get this weight off, my joints are just going to collapse here in the next year or so. So within the next year, we got a lot to do. We got a lot of weight to get off. And I'm hoping, like I said, I'm hoping my dedication and the amount of time I'm putting into this and putting the videos out, I'm hoping a lot of other people get motivated to do it as well. And luckily, we have had a lot of people reach out. There's been a ton of people that have reached out so far, said they're starting their own weight loss journeys, they're starting their own voyage, they're starting their own diet, they're working on sleep schedule, whatever it is, little steps. I think the biggest thing is just starting little, but just doing it. That's the hardest thing, is getting started. It truly is.
there's many recipes, like the American Diabetes Society. We have a meeting today, ironically, with Dr. Kim Berry, Dr. Ben Bigman, and
you can still get healthy in a wheelchair. That's true. That's true. I'd prefer not to, though, Rob.
And when we have that meeting,
you can still get healthy from a wheelchair. You are correct. I don't want to do that, though. I like being able to walk.
Show a person how to make a carnivore bread, and that carnivore bread will only have 1 carb per slice. So what makes more
see
sense?
that's the thing, Benny. I have not seen the prior when he was sick. I need to look into that more. We found him last night. I didn't have a chance to watch him last night. When I got off stream with you guys, I literally sat here for about half an hour and I just passed right out. Or I ended up out on the couch with the dog, curled up with him in a pile and kind of just zoned out for a minute. I've been so busy the last week with videos and streams and everything else, I just haven't had a minute to decompress. So last night was kind of lay low night. But yeah, I do want to look into his older stuff. I kind of got on today and got ready for stream and found a couple of his videos I wanted to review. But I do want to see his whole story. I want to see early on when he was sick and he was having the heart issues and where he is now. But I'm sure it's a night and day difference. I'm sure it's absolutely a night and day difference.
You eat the food, you collect the data, and then you see the outcome. So I'll tell anybody watching us, it's nothing.
Tell you what, I feel 10 times better today too. I recommend you to serve my gym goers. I've been showing you during dinner table, my mom and dad's. Oh, that's awesome, McCarthy. I super appreciate that, man. Super appreciate you spreading the word out. That's what I'm trying to do. I just want to spread the word, man. If I can get a few people to get on board and get their health back, it's awesome. Awesome. I hear it every day. We have spread out platforms too. I am absolutely everywhere right now. So I am now officially in the link to my videos on YouTube. I have what's called Linktree. If you click on that Linktree, I am on X, I am on TikTok, I am on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. So whatever method, if people don't have YouTube, don't like YouTube, whatever else, I am everywhere. The more you share, the better it is for me, my man. I appreciate it. I truly do. Truly do. Got a big message to get out for people. And hopefully, if I could be the catalyst for a few people to start their journey, man, that's awesome. That already means this channel has won and did what I set out for it to do. I actually have, where is it? So it's funny, we were talking about this last night. I journal a lot of stuff. You can ask Benny or anyone else in stream. I document everything I'm doing with the whole weight loss journey. But for mental sake, I document a lot of stuff. I write down my thoughts pretty frequently. I haven't for a while, and I just started again today. Right before stream, I wrote down some thoughts. I got some good reading in. But funnily enough, when I decided to start the channel, if I were to show you in this book, from my daily thoughts, when I decided this is what I wanted to do and I wanted to put the word out there, what I was doing, it literally says in this book, if one other person sees me and decides to change their life for the better, then the channel has already won. And we are 10 times past that already. So I could not be happier. I absolutely cannot be happier. You guys keep me going every single day. I know I say it all the time, but you guys truly do. You guys in the comments, the love you give me, everything else, you're the motivators. You keep me getting up, you keep me accountable, and you keep me going every single day.
Wrong
you really
with your
do.
doctor. They've never heard these types of conversations. They've never been taught that starchy, sugary foods are going to cause problems. They have a superficial understanding, but they really think oatmeal is the best way to start the day. but they don't necessarily connect the dots between the actual recommendation and the reality people live in.
That's my wife. My wife, every day, she starts with that oatmeal gruel. She likes like the really sloppy oatmeal gruel stuff. Oh, I can't do it. I
So
can't
for
do it.
anybody out here who's
That's
not
like the worst
sure or
texture in the world.
curious, just do a N of 1 experiment.
McCarthy, how long you been training for? I remember you told me at one point, I think in comments way back, but I'm curious, how long you been doing personal training stuff for?
And see what happens. So to me, that's the best way to know what's best for you. You do the experiment and then you see the outcome. So I think we do have a very confusing time, but I have good news. I recently put a video out there about Kennedy saying that saturated fat's something he endorses. So we have, for the first time, we have people in politics who have a better understanding of these concepts. What's going to happen is people are going to say that's crazy. And then we're going to say, well, how about you do the experiments? Let's see if saturated fat is harmful. And the reality is,
this is also my first time
harmful,
seeing
but it's
Dr.
actually
Hampton. He's really
beneficial.
good as well.
That's in the setting of a clean.
Actually, can we find him? We found this one too, Ram, earlier. I think you didn't come in until after we finished the first video, but I Fix Hearts, the I Fix Hearts channel. This was the cardiac surgeon he was interviewing earlier. The guy has over 3,000 open heart surgeries under his belt, and he is full carnivore himself. He actually got seriously obese himself and was managed to bring it back that whole way. What was it? Tony Hampton? Dr. Tony Hampton. Hey, there he is. Look at that. So we're going to throw a sub on him too. We'll check out some of his stuff in the future as well here. Get rid of swollen ankles. You seen Dr. Ovadia a few times? Yeah. Ovadia seemed really nice. He seems super knowledgeable. I guess the one persistent thing I have is in the cholesterol thing is just plaque buildup. And he gave me the best explanation of plaque buildup, that the reason the cholesterol is there in the plaque buildup is to heal whatever is going on. Swollen ankles in the thumbnails and say, yeah, that's fucking crazy. So you took your first client 5 years ago. I'm only 30 myself, so it took a while to kind of build up the business. But I specifically take on overweight clients. My first client went from 330 to 170 in 11 months. Dude, that's awesome, McCarthy. That is awesome, dude. That is so cool you do that. It's so cool you're out here helping people. I have a personal trainer friend that's been doing it a long time. Yeah, Ram. I finally understand it now. I finally understand it, that the cholesterol is there to heal the damage from smoking, from inflammation, from prior bad diet. That's why the cholesterol is there, trying to heal that, and that can be the cause of plaque buildup and stuff. So it all makes sense now. We get rid of the inflammation. We get rid of it all. But yeah, McCarthy, I have a dear friend that I grew up with who's been a personal trainer for years and years and years. He's more the opposite end of the spectrum. He helps people get jacked who want to get jacked. I think he works with some people trying to lose weight, not many. I'm actually talking to him right now. I'm waiting to get some more money around in the next few weeks, but I do want to start doing shoots in the gym for you guys. The problem being, my current gym, I actually can't shoot footage right now. It's 100% no filming in my current gym. So, and within the next couple weeks, I hope to have a new gym with a trainer. Super great guy. He actually, I remember back in high school, he was probably 108 pounds soaking wet. He was severely asthmatic through just exercise and diet. He completely cured his asthma. He is one of the most jacked people I've ever seen. He's 38 years old. He could keep up with probably 18-year-olds at this point. Absolutely crazy. And when the damage stops, everything is healed. The plaque will get cleaned up. Yeah, it's nuts, Ram. It's nuts. And that video finally opened my eyes to it. It finally explained it in a way that it makes sense for me. Yeah, Betty, you're right. The way he explained it, Ram, was like he said basically, so the comparison he made is, okay, so every time there's a house fire, there's 98% chance the firemen are showing up there. He's like, the way the tests are run, you could say the firemen are the ones starting the fire. So that really put things in perspective. Really put things in perspective. Super awesome, though. I'm glad I found that. Super glad I found that. You guys recommended these videos, man. You guys opened my eyes to so much good information.
But in the community that we live in, we know that saturated fat will not spike. Of all the things that affect your blood sugar and your insulin, saturated fat has the least effect. So what we try to tell people, eat the foods that don't spike your sugar, which then end up spiking your insulin. Let's not do that.
Yep.
And if that ends up being saturated fat, you've won.
Plumbing and pounding
And what happens is we have to then teach
flow.
the
Yeah.
nutrition
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
and then teach the
I'm throwing some PVC around in my day, Rob. I'm throwing some PVC. That is a very good example as well. Just the plumbing on your house and stuff. That's a really good way to look at it.
doctors and the advanced practice professionals. And thankfully, we have people like Michelle Hearn, who's also part of the American Diabetes Society, who already understand that. We just need more nutrition professionals like her. So I understand why people get confused, but
it's also awesome seeing that how many of these doctors and stuff are actually starting to come around and be open to this stuff. And it's one of the reasons why I'm so open with my doctors. I know, like, I get so much negative flack from my doctors for saying, oh, you're going carnivore, you're going keto, you're going to have the heart attack, your fiber issues, this, that, the other thing. But I want them to see me succeed and succeed this way so they know that it works. I really, really do. You had to repipe a house the first year and living in it. We got a quote, and the full pipe was $35,000. Yeah, fuck that, dude. Do that shit so much cheaper yourself. So much cheaper. Yeah, what, $5,000 for the work and 30 for showing up? Jesus Christ.
Again, the best way to know what really works is to do an N of 1 experiment.
$2,000 for materials, $3,000 for us to do the job, $30K just for us showing up.
I love it. I really do, because when you go down to studies and there's 17 million people in this study, we equate it to being like more valuable, but those are 17 million
house
different
lifting.
people,
As soon as you're
different
talking lifting a
genders,
house up,
different
you're
metabolic
talking
health,
stupid
different
money.
pre-existing conditions. We're going to average all that out and then tell you what to do when you know your body more than anybody. So and we have
Yeah,
we have the
forget all
tools
that,
now
man.
to test those things. So I really appreciate that, Dr. Hampton. I appreciate your advice and you coming on
Awesome.
here.
So
Thank you
again,
much.
that is Homestead How. That was Dr.
can you-
Tony Hampton. That was a super good look at fiber right there, guys. Again, alleviating my concerns. I think the other issue I'm having this week, I think my electrolytes might be really low. So I am, after this, I got the sugar-free liquid IVs. I am going to have a couple of them. Actually, I'm probably going to twist those up right now. Now, we're going to move on to the sugar diet, because the man in my comments has been up and down a tree about, you have to go to the sugar diet. You have to go to the sugar diet. You have to go to the sugar diet. Here's why you're going to go to the sugar diet and win. I very much disagree, but we are going to take a large look at the sugar diet, and it's all of our favorite, Mr. Ken Berry, MD. So before we do that, we are about an hour and 40 minutes into stream here. I have not taken a break yet. I'm going to take 5 minutes. I'm going to let the dog out. I'm going to walk around, get some blood flow in my legs, and I am completely out of water here. So I will leave you guys some jams. I will be back in 5 minutes or less. Thank you guys so much for hanging out today, and we'll see you in a minute. I forgot I got to put up my paint job. I didn't have a BRB ready. Oh, why did I save that? I don't want to save that. No, don't save. I'll give you guys a big old heart. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
It's the first time
Nah,
of
be right back.
today. Today. To dream, believe. You are the strength, you're all I need. Oh, gonna give it a shot. Only one of me to shield you all from the enemy. You're a superhero. You're a superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero. 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 Can I be your superhero? Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are.
Oh yeah. We're back for some more. I'm gonna get my reps in while we jam out here. Set number 2 for you boys. Move this out of the way a little bit. Don't want to smack my new microphone. No, I do not. No, I do not. I love this new mic, by the way, guys. This new mic is absolutely amazing. The sound quality is amazing. I love every second of it. I looked into it, McCarthy. It's literally just what it sounds like. It's like pure fruit and super lean meat. That's all it is. All the fruit. The guy in the comments says, all the sugary goodness you want. I'm like, dude, that sounds insane. I looked into it last night. Like, there's a lot of people who are against carnivore and lion diet and all this stuff. There's a lot of doctors that don't like it because of cholesterol and fiber and stuff. I'd say it's probably a 50-50 split. 99% of all medical officials are against the sugar diet. So it's going to be a very interesting look.
Wow. Feeling the lungs inside you, and the blackened eyes make my way into your mind. Just to know what you knew. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control.
Let's go. Set number 2 done. Woo. We're behind on the reps today. We truly are. All right, so we're going to take a look at the sugar nugget, the sugar nugget, the sugar diet through the eyes of our one and only Dr. Ken Berry, MD. Big fan. All right, let's stop there. I had a good one from Autumn Smith we might look at. Actually, I'll let you guys pick after this one. My dog lost her cheetah and spent 10 minutes looking for it with her. Dude, my dog has a nose on him, man. He will track down anything. Absolutely anything. Actually, mine is out there eating a peanut butter bone right now. He was just a good boy and went out and did his business. So, all right, we got a short here from Mr. Dr. Ken Berry on the sugar diet. Let's have a good laugh over this one.
Paying attention at all, you've heard about the latest fad diet called the sugar diet. I'm Dr. Ken Berry, a family physician, and in this video, I'm going to reveal the truth, and I'm going to admit to you that the sugar diet may be the best fad diet I've ever seen in my career. Now, pay careful attention, because some of the things I say
the sarcasm is almost palpable If you hadn't mentioned smelly belly,
might confuse you if you're not paying careful attention. The fact that over 50% of adults in America are overweight and obese, this is evidence that we should all eat more sugar.
You like sugar, huh?
Is there sugar in syrup?
Yes.
Then yes.
The sugar diet is basically a low fat, because we all know fat makes you fat.
Yep.
A low fat,
Yup.
moderate to low protein, high sugar diet. Now, even though this is exactly like the standard American diet, this is unlike any diet you've ever heard of in your life. This diet has near miraculous
oh man, the levels of sarcasm, man. I love this one already.
results when it comes to weight loss. And we all know that's what we're really here for, right? We want to lose 20, 30, 40 pounds. We could care less about our health. Who cares about glycation or A1Cs or insulin levels? Really, that's all just kind of academic foolishness. We all just want a quick weight loss fix.
It burns carbs. It just burns up all your carbs.
I just mentioned two words, glycation and insulin. These both sound like very boring medical words you probably don't need to pay attention to at all. But let me go into them just a little bit so that you can say you do understand them, and then you can immediately forget what I'm about to say. So sugar glycates your cells and tissues in your body. This means it gums them up. The sugar sticks to your cells and to your tissues and makes them work less efficiently. Again, nobody cares about that because we're all just here to lose 20 pounds, right?
I really want to lose 3 pounds.
So what a lot of people who are recommending the sugar diet don't know and also don't care about is that fructose, the sugar that occurs in fruit, super healthy. It's natural sugar. It's not like that artificial sugar made of sugar beets and sugar cane. It's natural sugar. It occurs in fruit, so therefore it's magically nutritious.
Any kind of fruit?
Mangoes, pineapple.
It isn't like there's safe fruits and then there's unsafe fruits.
Fructose is 7 times more glycating than glucose. And that's fact number one that the people recommending the sugar diet don't know, but that's irrelevant. Nobody cares about that. We're just here to lose some weight, right? So another fact that they don't know is that fruit juices and fruits and high fructose corn syrup, even though they have the syllable fru or fruc in their name, also contain glucose and sucrose. And some of them didn't believe me when I said that, and they looked it up and they found out I was right. Again, totally irrelevant. So when you're drinking a glass of orange juice, or as some of the sugar diet gurus out there recommend you do, drinking Coca-Cola, high fructose corn syrup.
Any diet that recommends you drink Coca-Cola, you immediately know is 125% utter and complete bullshit.
You're glycating the hell out of every cell and tissue in your body, not only with the glucose, which we can measure with a hemoglobin A1C. That's a test that your doctor might or might not order. It really doesn't matter because you're just here to lose weight.
Wait, hold up.
Fructose glycates 7 times more readily than glucose, and fructose glycation or fructation is completely invisible to the A1C test. So you can't even measure the degree of fructose glycation in your body. Not that it matters, but so you're gonna just hammer, drink a Coca-Cola, then drink some orange juice. It doesn't even have to be fresh squeezed. Eat lots of fruit, and you want to definitely not eat any saturated fat.
This is the most passive-aggressive video I've ever seen Ken Berry make, dude. Oh my god.
Your fat intake very low. And on the sugar diet, they do recommend avoiding vegetable seed oils, and I think that's probably of no real particular concern or importance, but they recommend that, so you can do that if you want to. Now, again, you've all heard of sugar addiction,
yeah, fair,
right?
fair.
Sugar addiction's not real. All you have to do is talk to a representative from Coca-Cola or from Kellogg's, and they'll tell you sugar addiction's not real.
You need to know your good friend Miranda Hobbs has just taken a piece of cake out of the garbage and eaten it. You'll probably need this information when you check me into the Betty Crocker Clinic.
And so the people who I've talked to, the millions of people I've talked to on this YouTube channel about sugar addiction in the past, they're not really concerned about that. They just want to lose 30 pounds. They want to lose some weight really fast. They don't care if they're a sugar addict, and maybe you shouldn't care either. A sugar diet, if you're a sugar addict, which may or may not be real, that's going to really, really cause you to become more and more addicted to sugar.
Big mad over the sugar, yeah.
Who cares? Because it's a quick weight loss hack. Now, as I said earlier, everybody knows fat makes you fat. You can just ask any dietitian that works for the American Diabetes Association, and they'll tell you that. Eating fat makes you fat. So that's why the sugar diet is a low-fat diet, and that's why it helps for you to lose 20, 30 pounds so quickly. Now, it's irrelevant that there's not a single recorded society in the past, a successful society, that ever ate the sugar diet. No society ever ate lots of sugar and very low fat and moderate protein and had bad health outcomes. Well, actually, there's multiple recorded incidences of that in the archaeological literature, but that's irrelevant because that's in the past.
That's irrelevant because it's in the past. Oh, man. I strive to this level. I strive to this level of fucking video, man.
That is the present right now. What do you want to put in your mouth? It's sugar. You want that sugar, and the sugar diet says that it's okay to eat or drink that sugar, so why the hell not? So if you've been following a low-carb, a keto, ketovore, carnivore diet, you can stop all that foolishness and just start following the sugar diet. And if you can't find a lot of resources out there on the internet about it, because really there are no...
Honey, too. Weren't they really, really big with honey? What's over skinny fat? Skinny fat with man tits.
PhD or MD
got a couple of them
influencers out there on the internet talking about the sugar diet at all, which some people would find weird and worrisome. Maybe if it were such a big deal and so healthy, you would think doctors would be talking about it, but that's foolishness. Nobody listens to doctors anyway. Basically, if you're confused about the sugar diet and how you do it, you just go back to eating the standard American diet, because that's worked fine for millions of people.
Back to the sad diet,
20
boys.
years. We've all been eating the standard American diet. And a lot of people will say, well, that's why we got so fat. That's why we got so many cases of type 2 diabetes and fatty liver and metabolic syndrome. I would say, don't come at me with research. I want the latest fad.
Don't come at me with research.
Damn it. And the sugar diet is just that. Now, if you weren't already aware, this entire video is sarcasm. I think the sugar diet is the dumbest damn thing that I have heard of in a long damn time. Hope this video helps. I hope it made you chuckle a little bit. This is Dr. Berry. I'll see you next time.
Awesome video from our near and dear Mr. Ken Berry. Absolutely. 6 months ago when this whole thing started, too. All right.
When
So,
most people first hear about a carnivore diet, they think
the halfway point. I got a nice long video from Dr. Autumn Smith. We reviewed her the other day. Wish you could remember the channel name. You should look at the skeleton pyramid. Be right back. Look at the skeleton pyramid. Remember his channel? We used to look at the skeleton pyramid. Oh my god, look at this guy. He looks emaciated, dude. All right, we're doing one more on the sugar diet. So let me go. We're going to do this one on the sugar diet. This is an actually pro-sugar diet channel. We're going to look at the skeleton pyramid. Credit of our dear Benny here. We're going to look at that. Let me know what you guys want to do after that. I either have a very long video from Dr. Autumn Smith on the effects of eating junk food we can go over for a while, or we can play some Red Dead Redemption 2. It is up to you guys. I will let you guys pick. It's Skeleton City. That's him. Yeah. Let me know when you're back, Benny. We'll watch this one. Let me know when you're back. Some people do want to look like a heroin addict. Dude, you're absolutely right, Ron. You're absolutely right. A lot of people do. A lot of people do, man. They want that level of skinny, anorexic folks and stuff. Oh, my God, man. Some of the bodies I've seen doing that. Some of the vegan channels, dude. It's like, I can see your whole rib cage. I don't think you're healthy. I don't think you're healthy. Skeleton News Live. Oh my god, let's read some of the comments first. With your body's compass. Your body's compass. Thanks, boss. Oh my god, these people are starving themselves to death. And your sugar diet success. This entire thing. Oh, I know. All right, you're back. We'll start this out. I'm just loving the comments here, man. Welcome to Skeleton City. We're literally looking at a pile of future type 2 diabetics. We're looking at a mountain of type 2 diabetics up and coming here.
Coming at you live from Skeleton City. We are back again with another Skeleton Pyramid
Sergeant
video.
Skeletor.
So I introduced the pyramid yesterday, and it seemed to be a pretty big hit. So before we get started, there were a couple of revisions I made to it, because some people were confused about what fruits you can have in Tier 1. So as you can see, I added some text on the side showing what exactly is in each tier. So you can see now in Tier 1, it says sweet fruit. That means all sweet fruit. And
Tier 1, sweet fruit, juice, sugar, and vegetables. All of Tier 1 plus starches for Tier 2. Rice, pasta, bread, potatoes, oats, and grains. Maintenance, avocado, nuts, tofu, beans, lentils, lean meats, etc. This is possibly the worst thing I have absolutely ever seen.
any fruit other than avocado, all of them belong in Tier 1. And yes, that even includes bananas and dates. And you know, some people might have an aversion to certain fruits. So you know, maybe bananas or dates don't work particularly well with you. So you're gonna have to mess around with that yourself. And you're gonna have to figure out which fruits exactly fit into your diet. You know, bananas are a little more starchy than other fruits. So if you see the scale stalling and you're eating a lot of bananas, maybe mess around with that and take them out or eat less of them and see if that gets the scale moving down again. And then briefly, Tier 2, it's everything from Tier...
Yeah, something seems real weird. This could be AI, dude. This could be AI.
1 plus starch. Tier 3 is our maintenance mode. It's tiers 1 and 2 plus light fat and protein. And then at the bottom, we have our indulgence tier, cheat zone, cheat meals. Those are the types of meals that you have on occasion. If you haven't seen the original Skeleton Pyramid video, I posted it yesterday, so maybe go watch that one first so you can be up to speed. But today the question is, how much of all these tiers can I eat in order to lose weight? Okay, so I got
It could
a
just be
question.
the light,
Excellent
yeah.
description, in my opinion. It would...
We're coming up on a point here. Yeah, no life behind those eyes for sure, Benny. We're actually coming up on a point here where I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to AI videos and stuff and all the AI slop coming out on TikTok or anything like that. We are very rapidly approaching. I've been really good and able to call out AI videos for some time now. I have seen some in the last couple weeks. I had absolutely no idea they were that good. No idea until someone called it out and proved it. So AI stuff's about to get crazy, man. About to get crazy. A lot of content creators are about to be out of the gig, too. That's him and his real
Add more insight to have a description of a daily routine for Tier 1 and Tier 2, especially for quantities. See, the trickiest part for most will be to realize how many calories one should aim at. Why? Because sugar diet will progressively increase basic metabolic rate. So we can suppose that at the beginning, calories should be lower and then increase as BMR will increase on sugar diet. Please give us some information about how your daily quantities and calories may have been involved during the fat/weight loss phase. Okay, so this is a great question and I have a great answer for it. So I use what I like to call my body's compass. Okay, the body's compass.
No, he seems like this is what he's about, man. People want to look like a skeleton, I guess.
Is your energy levels plus the scale. And by using your energy level in conjunction with the scale, you'll know exactly how much you need to eat. Okay, so for instance, let's say that you're in Tier 3, okay? You're eating in Tier 3, your energy levels are great, and the scale's dropping. Well, now you know exactly what tier to eat in and how much you need to be eating because your energy's great and the scale's dropping. Keep in mind,
we're basing it off of energy. Nothing else outside of energy. Energy is all that matters to dictate how much you're eating.
Not doing caffeine either, because we don't do caffeine on this diet at all. You don't need caffeine. So I should have mentioned that first, no caffeine. So the energy levels are good, scale's dropping, you know you belong in tier 3. So now let's use another example. You're in tier 2, your energy levels are good, but the scale's stalled. So now you know you need to upgrade to tier 1. So you cut the starch out, you go to tier 1, and the scale starts dropping. Problem solved, you figured it out. The starch was preventing you from losing weight. So let's say you're in tier 1 and the scale's stalled. Well, obviously there's nowhere else to go above tier 1. So now you need to find out what is causing that stall. So maybe you're eating too many bananas. Maybe you're eating 8 bananas a day. Or
what's causing the stall? What's causing the stall, guys? I don't know. Could it be all the carbs and sugar you're pumping into yourself? Couldn't possibly be that. It could just be the bananas, guys. This is just the bananas that are causing it. It's just the bananas. I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. I'm going to bring my gain down a little bit too. We're just popping on that mic a little bit.
maybe you're eating, I don't know, an entire bag of dates. If your energy's good and the scale's stalled, you just need to tweak something a little bit, and you want to keep your energy still in a great place, but
you want to tweak something a little bit. I'm not going to say what that actually is, but you just got to tweak it. Just tweak it, bro, and you'll be fine. Just tweak it.
You just want that scale to start going down again. So it could be as simple as just cutting out a banana or two. Or maybe you're just dumping a little too much sugar all over your watermelon. You need to figure out for yourself what...
Dumping sugar on top of watermelon. Notice how, too, he just said on this sugar diet, well, maybe you're dumping too much sugar on there. Huh. Seems very counterintuitive.
The problem is, and by using the compass, like, it's going to be fail-proof every time. Because if the scale's dropping and you have bad energy levels, well, that's not...
This is the compass, by the way. This is the compass. All it says is energy and scale on it. Back his 90 out of carnivores is best vid. I shows pictures of where he used to. Picture where he used to be. Yeah, we're going to have to check that out, Bucky. We'll definitely check that out.
Not even what we want to be doing.
We're making fun of the sugar diet right now. I thought it was all sugary goodness. Suddenly there's too much sugar? I know. Like, wait, what's going on here? But Rom, just use the compass. Just use the compass. The compass has the answers you need. It says energy. It says scale. It shows the skeleton, what we're all shooting for. No numbers, no directions, no anything. Just energy and scale. That's all that matters. And if the sugar diet is not doing wonders for you, eat less sugar.
Doing here. And that's the complete opposite of what the entire sugar diet's all about. So we always want good energy, and then if the scale's not doing what we want it to do, we just need to make small tweaks, you know? And by doing that, it's gonna solve the problem every time. Any of the times that the scale was stalling for me, one of the times it was...
Well, I want to look up... Homestead...
Terry here from Homestead How, and today
we'll check that. Benny wants to check this one out after that, so we'll react until 4 o'clock in the last hour. We'll wait until the last hour. We'll do Red Dead for that. Again, if you guys, the scale is stalling for you because you are dying. No food, Coke Zero. This funny survivors is like, if you could only lose another 5 pounds. Rom, at that point, you don't even need to drink it. Just get yourself an IV drip of it.
Oatmeal. I was making the same amount of oatmeal every single day, eating the same amount, and the scale was completely flatlined. So I just decreased the volume of oatmeal a little bit.
Oh man, I was eating all this oatmeal, and to make the scale go down, I ate less oatmeal.
I still had amazing energy, eating just a little less oatmeal, and then magically the scale starts shifting, you know? So yeah, in a
the scale
long-winded, roundabout sort of way, if everybody just uses their body's compass, then they'll always be able to determine exactly the quantities they need to eat in really any of the tiers. Because you don't have to be in tier 1 to lose weight. Like I said, I lost weight in tier 2, and even the beginning, I lost weight in tier 3 with a little extra added fat and protein. So whichever...
Uh-oh, what did he just say? What did he just say?
And even the beginning, I lost weight in tier 3 with a little extra added fat and protein. So whichever tier you're choosing, you just have to use it in conjunction with your body's compass. Yeah.
Huh. I even lost weight in tier 3. All I did was add a little bit of fat and more protein. Benny, this is an awesome suggestion. This is probably the most laughable thing I have ever seen before. dude. This guy, I cannot give this enough thumbs down.
So I hope that all makes sense. Just make sure your energy levels are always great.
There you go. Just use the compass. Just use the compass. Energy scale. Energy scale. That's all that matters.
And then it's up to you to control the scale with your food choice.
How's basketball,
Thanks
Bucky?
for tuning in
You have a good
again.
time?
And I have a few more videos that I'm going to do on the pyramid of questions you guys were asking. So we'll get to those in the next videos. But until then, stay bony, my friends, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Possibly the worst thing I've ever seen. Oh, possibly the worst thing I've ever seen. How I stay ripped on the sugar diet. Hold on, Skeleton City. Is he still making videos?
Hot off the press, guys. Mrs. Skeleton and I have just written.
Why eating a high carbohydrate diet is so easy? Well, I'll explain why it's easy. Because it's the nastiest shit ever. It's the cheat meal shit. I'm more skeptical people having this intuitive compass inside of them. Yeah, dude, like what the hell was even that? Rice only, sugar for weight loss, staying motivated, counting calories, how many calories, everything, literally everything he said in that video leads back to, yeah, I added more fat and protein and I actually started losing more weight. Like, holy shit, dude.
Hot off the press,
Holy
guys. Mrs. Skeleton
shit.
and I have just written our very first Skeleton City ebook.
This book contains all the information,
His skeleton
tips, and
diet
tricks
ebook. Oh my god, you can be a skeleton too. Just be like me. I don't think I will. I sure don't think I will. All right, guys. So what do you want to do? I kind of want to see this. Bucky has recommended the 99-day video for Mr. Homestead How. How about we react to this one? We're going to get through this one, then we'll do a little bit of Red Dead at the end. We'll just get started on the game and get going just a little bit. I'm only going to play it on stream for you guys, so if you guys are into gaming and stuff. If not, if you don't want to see games at all, also let me know. We don't have to do it. We can find more stuff to react to.
Carrie here from Homestead How, and today marks my 99th day of being on the carnivore diet. I've eaten only meat and some other animal products for 99 days, and it's completely transformed my life. I'm going to tell you about that. Here's what I look like before starting carnivore diet.
The compass. Just use the compass.
What's different this year? I'm a carnivore. Carnivores don't get allergies. Carnivores don't get sick. Carnivores don't get tired. Carnivores don't get sunburn. Carnivores don't have IBS. Carnivores don't fart. I could go on for an hour about what carnivores don't do. And I got a big announcement for you in today's video.
But it just shows that it works. Yeah. Oh, man. Was good. Their digital scale wasn't there. Used the manual scale in the back where you have to slide the knob, saying I was down 13, but I didn't have shoes, hoodie, and shorts on instead of pants. Gotcha. 9 pounds. Awesome, Bucky. Let's go, dude. 9 pounds is huge, dude. That was the most wild thing that made me believe. Hell yeah, Ram. Hell yeah, it was. Oh, man. That skeleton man convinced me. We're giving up lion diet. I am done with lion diet starting right now. The minute I get done with stream, I'm heading down to the store. I'm going to buy some goddamn Tootsie Pops. I'm going to get me some Little Debbie rolls. I'm going to go get some goddamn Doritos, a few apples. We're going to get some juice. We're going to get some sugar. We're going to pour extra sugar into the juice, and that is our new strategy, gentlemen. That's what we're doing.
100 days ago, I was a completely different person. My whole body, my mind, everything has transformed. 100 days ago, the thought of eating only meat was absolutely insane to me. I couldn't imagine it. I couldn't believe it. I thought it wasn't sustainable. I thought it wasn't healthy for you. I thought.
Yeah, McCarthy says this is your first time in stream. Pretty much everyone who's in here right now is all on the same journey. We got a whole bunch of people in here doing the same thing. Everyone in here is on their own weight loss trip right now. And it's amazing, man. We're all here to boost each other up. Also, we do have a Discord as well. If you have Discord at all, we have a Discord to hang out, chat in, bullshit. You ever want to hang out, have a one-on-one, we are in there too. As I pack a Zimboni.
Thought I would get bored of it. There's no way I could eat meat only for 100 days. It's just impossible. 100 days ago, I was hopeless. 100 days ago, I was sick. I was fatigued. I had brain fog. 100 days ago.
Absolutely, Benny. Absolutely. CPAP will absolutely force air into your GI tract. You know what it does to me? The biggest one for me, Benny, is my ears. I don't know if you get the ear stuff at all. I get this weird like womp, 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 womp in my ears. Like it's not tinnitus, but I think there's just so much pressure from my CPAP going up my nasal canal that's just blowing out through my ears in the middle of the night. And yeah, that's my biggest side effect. Hell yeah, Legend. Thank you so much. Whop, 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 whop. Does it happen all during the day? Yeah, it happens at like random times throughout the day. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely, Rob. Yeah, absolutely. I get it all the time. And like it gets so bad, it'll start like rumbling. It's like this rumbling sound, like my eyes start watering and stuff. It's like the weirdest thing. I get it all the time. Yeah. It's a large part of the CPAP. I've also looked into it. It's there's the outer part of your eardrum is a muscle or whatever. I keep thinking it's gas from the CPAP coming out. Yeah. That's a part of it. That's definitely a huge part of it. It's also you can have muscle spasms in your inner ear. Yeah, Rob. I'm telling you, it took me years to figure it out. Does it happen while you're sleeping, dude? I wake up while I'm sleeping, and just that rumbling sound in my ears, and it makes me go insane. I gotta like wince and like hold my eyes closed to make it go away. One thing I train myself to do, Rob, and I'll show you, is your muscles. You have muscles right here in your ear. And if you kind of move your jaw and close your eye hard, you can actually feel these muscles right below your ear move. One of the easiest ways I've found to make it go away is learn how to flex those muscles. Train yourself how to flex those muscles right there, and you can make it go away super fast. I think the air going through is just causing muscle spasms, and that's what happens. So if you learn to flex that muscle and control it, you can get it to stop happening a lot easier. A lot easier. That's what's worked for me anyway, so.
I had sleep apnea. I had arthritis horribly in my elbows and my lower back.
I'm telling you, it sounds like you have the exact same thing in me, and it's one of the most irritating things in the world. And it's like if someone touches me. Persistent mystery, yeah. I looked into it a lot, like 2 or 3 months ago because it started happening to me again really bad. And I never had it before the CPAP, so I think it's all engaged from the CPAP. Sometimes that ear trick doesn't work. A lot of times it does. Sometimes it doesn't. But for me, it's it's the best course of recourse I have. Yeah. Yep. My farts are down 99% if I do the super light and airy leg. Every time I had a large amount of pasta, I'd have fiercely loud farts at night. Oh yeah, man. I've been known to thump some heaters out of there, man. I've been known to thump some heaters out. Luckily, I've never had that problem. Yeah, Benny, it's not a good one. It's the weirdest thing. It's just something with the muscles in your ear. They start spasming out on you. It literally sounds like a diesel engine rumbling sometimes. It's really
I had
weird.
arthritis so bad in my right toe on my foot. I went to...
Holy shit, look at that toe. Jesus Christ, looks like you got fucking hit on the thing. It doesn't even look like arthritis.
3 different foot specialists over the course of 18 months. The last year, I didn't do anything last year. I didn't go out and do work around the homestead.
Yeah, Bucky, I've definitely noticed my gas coming down as well, like big time for sure. Tell you what though, I've been living in the bathroom this week. First week of lying, I have been absolutely living in the bathroom.
In golf, I didn't do anything fun. I could barely put any pressure down on my right foot. It hurt so bad. The last foot specialist I saw said, you have so much arthritic fluid in your toe, which isn't gout, by the way, you're going to need surgery. We're going to have to cut your toe.
I got a buddy that we call him the gremlin foot. You don't want to see that foot, Rob. Man is one of the healthiest people I know. Absolutely, to this day, at almost 38, 39 years old, absolutely jacked. Amazingly took care of his body his whole life. He has the worst gremlin toe fungus I've ever seen in my life. It is absolutely heinous.
We're going to have to do this major surgery on your toe. That was one of the last things I heard before I decided to go on the carnivore diet. 100 days ago, I was 45 pounds heavier than I am now. At my heaviest, I was 80 pounds heavier than I am now. Yeah. I lost 45 pounds over the last 100 days. I lost about another 40 over several years earlier doing keto on and off and yo-yo dieting. And we're going to talk about yo-yo dieting in today's video and why it doesn't have to happen for you, and it's never going to happen for me again. 100 days ago,
I would say the only thing I have with my feet is I'm super prone to like ingrown toenails on my big toes. That's really it. So damage builds up fast. Yeah, absolutely. That's why diabetics have such problems with their feet. That's why a lot of diabetics get their feet chopped off and stuff. But no, luckily my foot health has always been very good. They were really swollen up when I was, eating like absolute garbage, doing the SAD diet and everything else. Gonna start up my DoorDash. I'll be listening in the background. Sounds good, Bucky. Have fun. Hope you earn that big dough out there today, my friend. Big dough. Many ribeyes in your future. But yeah, that's absolutely the foot thing is right, Rob. 100%. 100%. Luckily, my only foot issue is ingrown toenails. My 2 big toes, oh my God, man. They grow sideways, I swear.
I had IBS. I was diagnosed with IBS. My stomach was always gurgling and bubbling. I was farting 500 times a day. I always had these horrible...
See, Uber used to be really good a few years ago. I hear it's really bad now, though. I hear it's really bad these days.
Terrible stomach aches. I had acid reflux. One of the worst things I had 100 days ago was sleep apnea. I was also diagnosed with sleep apnea. I went in and I did 2 different sleep studies. I would wake up over and over and over again.
If you know how to do it. Yeah, I know there's a lot of reasoning
literally
to it.
almost dying in my sleep. I did that for weeks, months, years, until I was walking around like a zombie. Watching this right now, you deserve to get a good night's sleep, and I guarantee you you're not. And a lot of you listening are probably thinking, I get 8 hours of sleep, I get 10 hours of sleep.
I get that. I get the ingrown toenails, and I get like on the back of my foot, like my heel. I get really bad dry skin and like callus buildup. I just have the wife take the belt sander to it. It gets right rid of it. Scary shit happening to them. Yeah. If they're like not verified, don't you have to be like super verified though? There's like a whole verification process you go through. I'm sure you can fake the funk and get through that though too. Yeah, I've never ridden Uber. I'm such a big boy that I just drive everywhere. I'm having a hard time eating so much meat. Like I'm getting meat aversion. Been feeling lightheaded the last couple of days. I'm guessing because I don't eat nearly enough meat and salt. Drinking coffee too. Yeah, that could be it. What's your average intake, Moyano? Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Majovano. If I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry. Yeah. Fattier meat is that. If you're eating like super lean meat still and trying to do that, that's probably a large part of it. What's your daily intake look like? If you're eating super lean, you definitely want to have fattier stuff. You want 80-20 beef. You want 80-20 lamb chops, ribeyes, steak, beef, bison, all that type of stuff. If you're doing like chicken or like a lot of fish has like non-existent fat. If you're doing like tuna or cod, stuff like that is super low fat. Salmon's really good. Salmon's got a bunch of fat in it. But yeah, you definitely sound like you're not getting enough fat in you. That definitely sounds... Marco? Okay, gotcha. Sounds good. I got you. But yeah, that sounds like what it could be. I was trying to do the same thing at first. My well as well. I was sticking to like cod and chicken and a lot of like really low fat stuff and just going hard on the meat aspect. But pork butt is the unsung hero. $1.87 allowed. Yeah. But definitely, what kind of meats are you eating? How much are you eating every day? I'm curious on that. If you throw some numbers out, we can probably dial you in a little bit better too.
I don't care if you get 20 hours of sleep. If you don't get the deep regenerative...
You eat 4 eggs and 4 slices of bacon and bulletproof coffee, and that's it for the whole day? 1 meal a day? Yeah, that's nowhere near enough. You're nowhere near enough food. Yep, you're nowhere near enough food. You need to be eating a lot more than that. Lot more than that. You're essentially, the problem you're having is you're starving yourself out. You're literally going into like starvation mode because you're not eating nearly enough. Basically what you're eating there is like a starter meal, or what you can do fast windows. Like I generally fast around 18 hours and I give myself a 6-hour window to eat. So it's not 1 meal a day I do, but I eat in like a 6-hour window and then fast the other 18 hours a day. But you need to eat a lot more than that. Definitely a lot more of that. I would be adding in ground beef. I would honestly if you hit an eat window and you want to kind of do what I do, like eat in a window period, I would use that as your starter meal. Bad food aversions? Yeah, I hear you. Beef, I would go ground beef is honestly the easiest one to get down. I would honestly, it sounds crazy to hear it, but I would be doing like a pound of ground beef. Absolute pound of ground beef on top of what you're doing, if not more than that. So many people pathological about meat consumption. I feel so much for them. I'm just naturally disagreeable, but I buck the no meat thing. Yeah, me too. It was so ingrained in my head from the low fat years and stuff that meat bad. But if you're getting an aversion to it, I don't know. Maybe you're gonna have to look into it a little bit more. But as far as I can tell you with my experiences thus far, you are definitely not eating enough. That is nowhere enough intake.
Sleep that your body needs when you're in this deepest state of sleep, when your cells are regenerating and you wake up and you feel alive.
Lamb too. I highly advise lamb. If you can shop at Aldi's or anything like that, ground lamb is really, really good. They have really good lamb chops. They're like air fryer in 5 minutes, you're done. You need a gram of protein for each pound of lean muscle mass, or your ideal weight would be. Yep. Is that the right calculation? So your lean muscle mass. So I should be eating 200 grams of protein a day, if not more.
If you're not getting that sleep, you're doing yourself a disservice.
This is 1 hour. Because there is a
One
global
of the cheapest to do. Yeah,
experiment
it's really, really
on
cost
1.6
effective.
billion people across 70 countries twice a year, and it's called daylight savings time. Now, in the spring, when we lose an hour of sleep, we see a subsequent 24% increase in heart attacks.
What?
In the fall, in the autumn, when we gain an hour of sleep, there's a 21% decrease in heart attacks. So it's bidirectional.
I've been saying it for years. Down with daylight savings time.
That's how fragile and vulnerable your body is to even just the smallest perturbation.
No one raises them. That's the problem. I don't know
That's
any
insane.
farms doing it local. None.
And for 99 days on the carnivore diet, I've slept that way every single night. My sleep has been amazing. It's been...
The amount of territory this man has for his mouse, I find confusing and frightening. You guys probably can't see. I have like so much free reign over mouse. I need like half my desk for my mouse because I play games and stuff. But, oh, unbelievable. I know a guy in Dallas Fort Worth who raises and slaughters them, but that's just for personal use. Yeah, it's hard finding farms for. That's why I'm so surprised that Aldi has them so much. Actually, my last trip to Sam's Club, the video I made on the lamb chops, the little bone-in jobs I did in the air fryer. If you saw that one, usually I was getting them at Aldi's, but Sam's Club actually had 6-packs a lot cheaper.
Life-changing.
I think it came out, I don't know, it was like $1 more for 2 more chops, so it was really, really good price.
And as a
Sam's
result,
also has
what
it
else
available
is
as well.
happening?
Although I did not see ground lamb at Sam's. Oh yeah, Aldi's based out of Germany. Yeah, Aldi's is a German company. Yep, they're completely based out of the EU. Yep, they most certainly are.
All of these downstream effects. As I get closer and closer to 100 days tomorrow, I keep realizing all these new things that are happening. Because my sleep's better, my immune system's stronger. I haven't been sick in 100 days. I haven't been sick.
How have you guys been with sickness? I'm curious on that one. How is colds, flus, anything like that? You guys been ducking them a lot more? I rarely get sick. I have the benefit of being married to a nurse, so we are just exposed to so much stuff. Our immune systems are luckily tanks at this point. But I have noticed since starting carnivore and anything else, I have not been even remotely sick. The last 2 days, I've been super congested the last 2 days. I don't know what's going on. But I feel great. I feel great beyond that. But I'm curious on you guys. You've been getting sick less, or tell me more.
And I haven't had...
Pretty sure I got sick the other day. I had a cough for a few days and some sniffles, but nothing else. Yeah, and that's the other thing, too. The people that say they do still get sick, it seems like the symptoms and duration of it definitely seem like it's a lot less. Definitely seem like a lot less.
Allergies. What's different this year? I'm a carnivore. Carnivores don't get allergies. Carnivores don't get sick. Carnivores don't get tired. Carnivores don't get sunburn.
See, that was the thing for me. Like, colds and flus used to put me down. Like, I am an absolute man baby. You can ask my wife. I used to be one of the biggest, toughest guys around, but I am a man child when I'm sick. Like, my whole world just falls apart. Mostly because you're O+. Yep, that could be another factor, too. Used to get sick 2 or 3 times a year. Yeah, I'm telling you, before my wife started working at the hospital, man, I was sick 3, 4, 5 times a year. Easy. Where your immune system would freak out. I used to get bad ones, dude. Bad ones. I had, when I lost my gallbladder last year, I caught a flu in the hospital. It was the worst thing I've ever had. Single worst thing I have ever had in my life, sickness-wise. I had COVID for 3 weeks, and whatever I got in the hospital there was far, far worse than COVID. It was absolutely miserable. Every orifice on my body was just exploding. I was running a fever like 103.5. It was bad. It was bad. Breathing would get really bad. Yeah. I'm afraid, just being a smoker for as long as I was, I'm real afraid of the respiratory stuff these days.
Don't have
I breathe a lot easier. I have so
don't
much of my
fart.
lung capacity
I could go
back,
on for
but
an
still,
hour
it's
about
something
what
that concerns
carnivores
me.
don't do. It's kind of a running joke here in the family. It's my dad joke, but jokes are often funnier when there's truth to them, and everything I just told you is actually true. I don't get sunburn anymore, which is just insane. I've been doing kayaking trips. I never would have done that last year because I was so fatigued and I was so tired. 100 days ago, these were my pills
I have a box of pills that just get like that. It's fine. You probably won't die. That is a load-bearing probably.
taking. Most of these, not all of them. These are from the last 10 years pre-carnivore.
Yeah.
Probably half of these pills.
I've only had two modes in my entire life when it comes to skin tone. I am either Polish white or I am lobster red. There's no in between in my skin tones. I do not tan. I do not do anything. I am just white or red. There's no in between.
I was taking on a regular basis before becoming a carnivore. You know what I do with these now? I don't need any of those.
I'm glad he felt good about the emphasis throwing them things, but he also is pretty bummed he's going to have to pick all those up. And it sounds like there's pills in them, too. Whew. Northern Scotland and Ireland. Oh, yeah. Yep. You a pale fella. Too.
Pills anymore. I am on 0 pills now. And I was on all those pills before.
Yeah, I'm mostly Polish and Ukrainian descent myself.
I know that was a little bit dramatic, but hey, it was kind of fun. It's amazing. Think of all the time and money I spent on those pills before. Now, am I saying carnivore is a miracle diet that's going to cure everything? No. But what I am saying is there's so many issues and ailments that I had personally. This is my story. Everybody's different. There's so many issues that I had that were health related. I went to a doctor for, they gave me a pill for, I came back and I used that pill and it did nothing for me. For example, IBS and heartburn. For example, sleep. For example, depression. About 5 of those different pills are SSRIs for depression. None of those help me. On carnivore diet, I have 0 depression, I have 0 anxiety, I have 0 fatigue. I also don't have acid reflux anymore.
I'll tell you what, my acid reflux is a million times better. My depression and anxiety are still there, but I think it just mostly stems from what's going on with my joints. I think that's a huge part of it. All my ailments were inflammation problems except my UTIs. I even got a UTI after being a carnivore for months. Yeah, I hear you. Knock on, yeah, mine still exists. That's pretty much the same for me. It's to the point where it's still there where I get like chest pressure. My acid reflux has always been like right here. I used to rush to the hospital thinking I was having a heart attack, and they've scanned my heart and done every heart test there is, including a cardiac catheter. Showed my heart is absolutely fine. My heart is absolutely healthy. I'm very lucky in that regard. But what they did show is my acid reflux sits right here. It's like a bubble of pressure that sits right behind my rib cage. Yeah. Oh yeah, Rom. I've been rushed to the hospital like 5 or 6 times over just chest pressure thinking I was having the big one. It's the big one. Get in the car. Drive mock fuck down there like, yeah, so we just ran every possible test on your heart and your heart's absolutely fine. So that's where mine is. I still have that. I was getting to the point where I had like the reflux coming up into my throat and like I was trying to sleep. I'd be like gagging and just, blah, 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 you know what I mean? And all that has cleared up. That is cleared up, but the chest pressure is still there. Simethicone helps me a lot, breaks up the gas. Those big bubbles really fuck with you. Dude, I'm telling you, like it rolls around in like the side of your rib cage and shit. It like goes up into your chest. It gets to the point where I was even having like, I'd have like the pain shoot down my left arm, like the heart attack 101 scare. It would even like push on my side and my ribs so much. I give me like the left side pain, the left side of my chest pain. It'd be like, oh my God, what's going on? I'm dying. And it was all just reflux,
Anymore. I used to have acid reflux and I had pills in there for that. And I'm like, why do I got to keep refilling these and taking these? Shouldn't the pill fix the acid reflux? No, it was a temporary Band-Aid at most, and most of the time it didn't work. You know what did work? Carnivore. I have no acid reflux in 99 days. 0. So if you're watching this, you're like, this guy's crazy. You can't eat meat only. It's insane. 100 days ago, I was with you. I was exactly the same. This is nuts. There's no way this is sustainable.
Yeah,
There's no way
Rob,
you
I'll
can
tell
just
you,
eat
it can
meat.
screw with you
You got to
bad.
have your vegetables. You're going to...
I've had times I felt like the pain like shoot down into my arm, be like, oh my God, it's a big one. I got a blood clot. I'm going to die.
End up ruining your health if you're just eating meat. Well, then 100 days ago, I came across a video by Dante from Frigno Freedom.
Do you ever been on an incline? I do not. I do not have an incline bed, unfortunately. Had pain, same thought. Yep, I'm telling you, Rom. I'm telling you, I've had the same thing. Here I go. It's the big one. I do try to prop myself up with pillows a little bit, Benny. My problem is I try to sleep on my back. I am so used to sleeping on my stomach that I always fall asleep on my back, propped up with pillows, and I wake up flat on my stomach with no pillows every single morning. Just no matter what I do, I roll over to my stomach every single night. Every single night. Sanford and Son again? Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Freak No Freedom drop.
My diet, ultimately, it only matters whether or not I can take care of my family.
This diet has made me feel like Superman.
My doctor says that everything looks good. Whatever I'm doing, keep doing it.
I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I think Ferrigno going bald shave, I think is the play. I think it was the play for him.
It's amazing what's happening to me.
You've got to be in control of what you're doing with your body.
He looks completely different. He's so much healthier.
So Dante's story was amazing to me. He was just like me, and he was overweight, and he was depressed, and he had brain fog, and he had all of these issues and stomach issues. He was in the hospital at one point screaming in pain. I've been there. I had my gallbladder removed. I had kidney stones.
Oh, look at that. He is another gallbladderman. He is another gallbladderman. Again, restoring my faith, man. Restoring my faith in the people who don't have gallbladders going carnivore.
Painful thing ever. So I watched Dante's video and it completely inspired me, but I still thought this is nuts. So then I went down the rabbit hole. I'm like, I'm going to do this research. I have this internet and it's free information out there. And then my mind was just blown at all of the information that's out there.
You're on this carnivore diet
Yes.
now.
I am not a dietary expert, so I'm now
Right.
speaking as an uninformed citizen. Okay, so this is what happened. I stopped snoring the first week. I thought, what the hell? I started waking up in the mornings. I'd never been able to wake up in the mornings my whole life. Then I lost 7 pounds the first month. Then I lost 7 pounds the next month. Then I lost 7 pounds the next month. I lost 7 pounds every month for 7 months. It's like I had to throw away all my clothes. And my psoriasis disappeared. And I had floaters in my right eye, and they cleared up. And she said,
The floaters, dude, my floaters are completely gone. We're all going to go bald. I ain't going bald. I ain't doing it. I'm keeping my hair. I'm going to keep my hair.
To me, quit eating greens. And I thought, oh, really? Jesus, Michaela, try it for a month. I'm better now, probably, than I've ever been in my life. And I haven't been taking antidepressants for a whole year. Here's the coolest thing. I've had gum.
I ain't going bald yet. I still got all this going for me. I've always been one to say that once it gets to a certain point of baldness, I know people want to hang on and keep the hair as long as they can, but at a certain point, it's time to shave it all. It's absolutely time to shave it all.
Gum disease since I was 25. It's gone.
I still wasn't convinced. I should have been, but I still wasn't convinced. So then I saw Dr. Anthony Chafee. This guy's a neurosurgeon resident, and he's just ripped. And he's been doing carnivore for years and years and years. He doesn't eat any vegetables or anything but meat. So I watched a bunch of his videos. One of the things that really worried me about carnivore was my heart. I've had an irregular heartbeat and heart issues my whole life. My 18-year-old daughter had open heart surgery when she was 13, so it runs in the family. And so I came across another person, and now I'm starting to see this theme. Man, there's a lot of really smart...
The fact his daughter had open heart surgery at 13 is absolutely insane. Poor girl, man. Poor girl. I hate seeing sick kids. I do. Hate it.
People talking about carnivore. Dr. Jordan Peterson, arguably a pretty smart guy. Neurosurgeon resident Dr. Anthony Chafee, I think he's pretty smart. And now I found this guy, Dr. Philip Ovadia.
Dr.
Hey, we just saw Phil earlier. Let's go.
Conducted over 3,000 heart surgeries.
His book, Stay Off My Operating Table.
Fighting to make America healthy again.
People who are doing a carnivore diet and eating all, or at least primarily, animal proteins, they usually don't require supplementation. And they are thriving on...
Yeah, Marco, for sure. It's for me, it's taking the time. See, I don't have rheumatoid. All of my joint damage stems from Lyme disease and just carrying the weight and screwing up my joints that way. A lot of success stories on joint stuff. Actually, the video we're watching right now, he had severe arthritis in his feet and it completely cleared up. I am finding my joint pain and inflammation is going down, but it's taking time. It's taking time. I was around probably the 5-week mark when I started noticing the big changes. The one thing I will say is once you're on carnivore and you see the improvements from joint pain and stuff like this, you have to stick with it. You absolutely have to stick with it because I was doing fantastic and I just did a 3-day cheat meal weekend. All the joint pain came right back. So it's one of those things, you're basically locking yourself in for life, but there is relief. You will find relief from it. I guarantee you that. It's working for me, and I guarantee it'll work for rheumatoid as well. It's another one of those things you need to eat more. You need to eat more. You need all that fat. You need all the cholesterol coming in. That's the building blocks that's going to come in and help you and get your immune system straightened out. Really, really is. Really, really is.
On long-term carnivore diets.
A heart surgeon. This man has performed thousands of heart surgeries. He went on to write.
No, again, I am not a medical professional. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not anything else. I am just a dude out here doing it. So I'm only speaking on my own progress and anything else. That's all I can really attest to. But I have been seeing a lot of help with joints. A lot of help with joints.
The book called Stay Off My Operating Room Table. One of the things that Dr. Ovadia spoke about before is the fact that poor metabolic health is way, way worse.
I've been run over by a trailer full of hay and people, falling off a house once or twice, thrown from a vehicle at 45 miles an hour, 3 T-bones, hit by a few slower moving vehicles, dragged by a rope across a gravel drive, and somehow no joint issues. Yeah, Rom, consider yourself lucky, my dude. Consider yourself lucky. It affects every facet of your life. Every facet. Yeah, because once you start eating more, Marco, once you start eating more, all that fat's going to literally start helping. All that cholesterol is literally the building blocks for cell regrowth. It should straighten out your immune system, because rheumatoid, if I'm not mistaken, is your own immune system going after your joints, I think. I'm not 100% on that. I'd have to double check, but definitely. You're on the right path. It just definitely takes time. There's so many back problems. She's not even that heavy. Yeah, dude. No, I feel bad. Luckily, I've avoided back problems. I have a lot of lower back pain, but I was scanned recently. I had x-ray, everything else. I have no slip disc, bulging disc, any of that stuff. So I'm very, very lucky on the regard to my spine. For me, knees. Knees are the biggest ones. My knees like actively dislocate when I walk, and it's the worst feeling in the under. She's 160 or under, a little chunky for a woman her size. Yeah, Rom. Yeah, for sure. Sucks, man. I feel terrible for people who have back issues, because I've hurt my back a few times, and I remember those days where I was healing up, and oh my god, it was bad. Actually, I was getting a little bit autoimmune. Okay, yeah. There's a lot of success stories with autoimmune stuff. So leading to that, and the people I've seen with joint stuff turn around, I think you got really, really good odds. You just got to stick with it. You got to eat some more. That's all you got to do.
If you take nothing else away from this video, you need to pay attention to your metabolic.
And as much as you're having food aversion and stuff, and you're adverse to the meat, once you start, you're just going to want more. That's what happened to me. I was too at first. It was hard for me to eat that much meat and go, oh my God, this is crazy, eating all this meat. It doesn't feel right. Like how bad low-fat diets and all this stuff and lean meats and stuff has been pounded into everyone's head. But once you start going, you will start craving meat and meat only. Like once I'm locked in and I'm in ketosis and I'm on carnivore, as soon as I'm locked in, I don't even care about other foods. I'll walk past any other food in the store and I just want meat. Take me right back to the meat aisle, because that's all I need.
Health. It's the most important thing. Let's say you go get your blood work done and your LDL cholesterol is horrible. Well, there's a lot of nuance to that people don't pay attention to. But let's say it's horrible. You now have a 1.6 time more likely chance of having heart disease. 1.6x if you have poor LDL. If you have poor metabolic health, which I had in spades before I started carnivore, poor metabolic health. That means that you're eating sugar and carbs and your whole body's inflamed and you're pre-diabetic.
Most of Asia.
Poor metabolic health, 6x times more.
The Chinese probably would sell you, Panda. They probably would.
6x here, 1.6 here for LDL. What does everyone pay attention to? Everyone in the entire planet is going to say, when you start carnivore diet, I've heard it 5, 6, 7 times in the last couple weeks alone. That's great, Carrie, that you lost all that weight. That's great that you can sleep at night, Carrie. That's great that your depression and anxiety's gone, Carrie. That's great that your stomach issues are gone, Carrie. But I want to see that LDL number, because you're going to die, because your LDL number is horrible and you're going to die, because that's ingrained in our brains. Ask yourself this. It's only a 1.6 times more likely chance of having heart disease, but there's a 6x chance having poor metabolic health. And every person that's told me that has had poor metabolic health. And I challenge you right now, you go out to the grocery store
I couldn't do it.
right
Pandas
now
are
and
too
look
adorable.
around, and you show me one
Adorable
person
and retarded.
that doesn't
They are
have
adorable
poor
and
metabolic
retarded,
health.
for sure.
Every
For
person
sure.
you look at, it's become our new normal. They have the belly and the gut hanging over. They're inflamed. You can see their face is inflamed. Their hands are inflamed. They're in pain. They have aches and pains and IBS and all these issues.
It's a night and day difference. That's an absolute night and day difference. Yeah, glucosamine, turmeric, yep, they definitely help. And SAIDs, yeah, like ibuprofen and stuff, yeah. That was my go-to for relief was ibuprofen combined with Tylenol. I think that's the big thing on rheumatoid. You probably actually have a lot more joint pain than I do. See, I don't have the most joint pain. I do. My joints are like actively dislocating. They're just degrading so much that they're starting to pop out of place combined with the weight and stuff. But I truly hope it works for you, Marco. I truly hope it does. I hope you find success with the carnivore diet. I hope you find success with the meat aversion. I hope you're able to get a lot more food in. Like I said, once you get going, it should take over. Like I said, you'll start craving the meat. You will start craving the meat. It worked for me, so. I know that this diet helped with my arthritis, but it's just wear and tear arthritis, degenerative arthritis. Yeah, that's all what mine is too, Benny. Yeah, I don't have rheumatoid or anything like that. Mine's just pure degenerative stuff. Degenerative and Lyme disease in there, just degenerating even more. Just terrible, terrible stuff. It definitely helps. Reducing the inflammation definitely helps with the degenerative stuff. It really, really does.
Metabolic health. And they're not worried 1% about the fact that they could have a 6 times more likely
Absolutely,
chance of heart
Marco.
disease.
No, thank you
Heart
so much
disease
for
is the
hanging
biggest
out, man.
killer. It's
Thank
a
you so much for
serious
hanging
thing.
out.
It's something we need.
Like I said, I can only attest to my own experiences, and a lot of people in here, most of the people in chat right now, Benny, Bucky, a lot of these guys in here, they're all doing carnivore too. So there's a lot of knowledgeable guys in here. There really is. Anytime you got questions, feel free to stop on by for sure.
Need to pay attention to, but you're far more likely to have heart disease with poor metabolic health.
And keep us posted too, as you're finding, if you're eating more meat and you're changing, and you're finding more improvement with your joints, please let us know too. For sure, let us know, man. I love to keep up with you guys. I love to know what's going on. I love the stories. I love to hear your health coming back around, man. It just motivates me even more to work on my own that much more.
And nobody talks about that. What does that stem from? Well, we're going to get into that. And the answer is here. This thing has been eye-opening for me. I want to talk about this in a second. So I was desperate. I was hopeless. My depression was so bad. I was walking around like a zombie with brain fog. I was miserable. And I saw Dante from Frigno Freedom's video. Then I started doing the research, and Dr. Ken Berry, that man's a genius. Dr. Sean Baker, Jordan Peterson. I'm like, all of these smart people are talking about carnivore. There has to be something to it. I was hopeless, and I'm like, I still can't wrap my brain around it. There's no way, how am I going to eat meat and only meat? I can't do it. Here's how I did it, and here's how I justified it. First, I said, I can do anything for 30 days. You can do anything for 30 days. Second,
you start realizing the older you get, your CPAP was just many of the issues will go away. Yeah, I'll be curious to see, Rob. Super hopeful you can reduce the CPAP stuff. Shit, I forgot what I was about to say. I had something I was going to say, and I completely forgot what I was about to say.
I said to myself, this isn't about eating meat only. This is about eliminating all of that other.
Oh yeah, about the 30 days. You realize the older you get that how short of a period of time 30 days is. 30 days is not a long time. You commit to carnivore for 30 days, I about guarantee you'll stay carnivore after the fact. Yeah, Marco, Lion Diet's pretty much the most hardcore version you can go. That is what I am doing right now. I'm currently on day 6 of Lion. So if you're interested in Lion Diet, stay tuned. I'll have a bunch of videos on it coming out for the next 90 days.
Now later I learned that I think the meat had a huge part of it. But back then, to start this, I said to myself, I'm going to eliminate everything else. I'm going to do an elimination diet. That sounds a lot more easy to swallow, so to speak, doesn't it? If you're telling someone or you're telling yourself, I'm going to eat meat only for 30 days, or no, I'm going to do an elimination diet.
Yeah. When you're early on, if you haven't eaten that way, it's going to be difficult in the beginning. It truly is. Are you on anything to restrict your diet? Or are you on like a GLP or anything like that at all? That really could be affecting you as well. I would start, honestly, I think the easiest way to start, Marco, would be, for me, it's like ground beef. Get yourself fattier ground beef. Maybe start at like a 90-10, and then the next time work yourself down to like an 80-20 ground beef. You don't have to make burgers or patties. Literally just throw it in and just eat a bowl of it. Go that route. Lamb, 80-20 ground lamb is really good. Lamb chops too. If you like the taste of lamb, bone-in lamb chops, if there's an Aldi around you or anything like that, Aldi usually has lamb in stock. That's a really easy way to start as well. No, nothing? Okay. Good. Yeah, see, I'm doing the GLP one. I think that affected me a lot at first. But yeah, if it's just a version, no meds, no nothing, awesome. Good to hear. Yep, you want to avoid all the pharmaceutical stuff. It only causes more and more problems. But it's one of them things. It's a hump to get over. What you could do at first is kind of go half and half, maybe go like leaner meat, do a little bit of lean meat, and then some of the fattier stuff, try and do a little bit of each. Because I was the same way. I hated fat and salt, and now I can't get enough of them. Works so far every now and then. I'll probably increase that. Yeah, that's honestly what I'm doing right now. I'm on the lion version of the diet, which is I'm only eating beef, lamb, goat, venison, elk, and bison is like all I'm eating right now. You could also try that too. Like if you're trying to lean into the taste of fattier foods, bison's still like super lean, but it has that beefy taste. That's a good way to like ease yourself into it. Maybe try some bison if you can get your hands on it. Elk and venison are very, very good. They're incredibly gamey. So I don't know if you would like that. They're also very, very lean meats. But ground stuff is a really good way to go. Really good way to go. I mean, that's what I'm doing for the most part. Roast stuff too. If you have a crock pot, try and get, like if you do roast in the crock pot, like slow cooks or anything, just try and find fattier cuts of meat. Like, say like a bottom round roast. A bottom round roast has just a little bit of fat on it, enough where you'll taste the fat and you'll start getting used to it. And then just as you go and you're getting cuts to throw in a crock pot, just look for fattier and fattier cuts. That's a really good way to go into it. Marco, I am on day 6 of caffeine free right now. And it is the biggest one that hurts. It is the biggest one that hurts right now. The Lion diet is absolutely 0 caffeine. So, and it's 0 caffeine, and the only seasoning I'm using is salt. So, it's a lot. It is a lot to take in. The caffeine one has probably been the most difficult. I was a heavy caffeine drinker. I always drank Red Bulls and energy drinks and coffee and black tea, and I was Mr. Caffeine. And it is day 6 of me on the Lion diet and no caffeine, and it took until like day 5 for the headaches to start going away. It was really, really rough with the caffeine at first, but you gotta be ready to do it. You just gotta commit and go for it and stay strong. It's all you can do. You can either take the pork butt pill and wake up from this nightmare, or take the low-fat diet pill and stay right there where you are. That's pretty much it. Rob, so Marco, we have chatters on the Kick side too. You won't be able to see the guys what they type in Kick, but they're basically saying over there that if you're gonna need to cut it too because it's draining everything out of me. Yeah, caffeine's no good. Caffeine's no good for you. On carnivore, if you're doing like base carnivore, you can have it limited. I would say wean yourself off of it. Just don't cold turkey quit like I did. You'll get like really bad caffeine headaches and stuff like that from the withdrawals. Wean off of it. Maybe if you do a couple a day, go down to like 1 or 2, then down to 1, and maybe just a small cup, and like, it just phase out of it. It'd be a lot easier than just cutting it cold turkey like I did, because you'll be feeling it. You'll be feeling it if you cold turkey. You'll absolutely be feeling it. Best nutritionally, but I love most pork. Yeah, Rom. Yep, for sure. I've already decided, Rom, I think that 6 days into Lion, I am locked in for my 90 days. I'm going to complete this whole Lion challenge, but I think already 6 days in, I've already concluded that base carnivore is a lot better for me, I think. But like I said, we're going to do the 90 and see how it feels. Yeah, especially Lion, you got to cut the caffeine out. It's just stealing your nutrients, minerals, all sorts of stuff. You still let be fatty. Yep, for sure, absolutely, Marco, absolutely, man. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for, brother.
I can get all of that garbage out of my system and see how I feel. I'm not telling anybody here to do carnivore diet. Some people do great on keto. Some people do amazing on the vegan diet. Carnivore worked for me.
Also, another thing you can do, Marco, is like, I don't know where you're at. If you're it sounds like you're kind of base carnivore with caffeine. You could also start and like phase yourself into it. Start at keto where you're still doing a couple vegetables here and there. Like, look up a whole ketogenic plan for the keto and do keto for maybe like 2 weeks, and then ease into the carnivore, start slowly phasing the vegetables out. And then as you come into carnivore, start bringing up your fat content more and more. Because you think about it, that way, here's a flat plate and you're slowly just building your way up to it. It's going to be a lot easier. Whereas I just went full carnivore and I just went straight up. You know what I mean?
What I am saying is you deserve to live a great night's sleep, and you deserve to live a life where you're not fatigued and brain fogged, and you deserve to live one day in your life with no inflammation. And I think for a lot of...
I love how all of them just say, it's the same thing I tell people too. It's like, I'm not telling you to go carnivore, but here's like the 80 awesome things that have happened to me so far.
People, just a simple elimination diet or even fasting is a great way to feel what that feels like and see if you want to get more of it. So I was desperate. I convinced myself I could do this. I was doing an elimination diet.
Shit, I owe you guys reps.
My first meal was steak and shrimp, and it was delicious. And I followed Dr. Berry's protocols, and I got tons of electrolytes, lots of fatty meat. I drank a ton of water the first week. I never had the keto flu, and I just kept going. And all of a sudden, days turned into weeks, and before I knew it, I was at my 30-day mark. And that was gonna be it for me. I'm just gonna do this for 30 days. I'm gonna do one YouTube video. I'm gonna talk about it. The problem was, my whole life had changed even at 30 days. On day one, I know this is unbelievable, but it's true. On day one, I stopped snoring. On day one. And I've heard a lot of other people report the same thing. Dr. Jordan Peterson said on Joe Rogan.
This is what happened. I stopped snoring the first week. I thought, what the hell?
His first week, he stopped snoring. That, my friends, alone was worth the price of admission. I stopped snoring on day one, and I got a full and restful night's sleep. And I woke up, and I'm already starting to feel better. A little bit of the brain fog started lifting. And then day 2, 3, 4, 5, 30 days of no snoring and amazing sleep. There was no way I was quitting this after 30 days. So I'm like, I'm gonna give it another 30 days. Let's go to 60. My arthritis and pain in my lower elbows that was killing me and my back. I had horrible pain in my back. Every night I'd be like, Jen, please rub my back, it hurts. And she'd rub it, but it would never get better. It was gone. After 30 days,
Marco.
that was gone.
There you go. There's another testimony right there on arthritis clearing up. I can't remember in the beginning of the video. This is Homestead How, if you want to check out his channel yourself. I think he did say in the beginning that he did have rheumatoid. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll check back to the beginning, but there's another testimony right there about arthritis clearing up.
The biggest thing was my foot that I was going to need surgery for that I told you all about earlier. It was like 95% better on day 30.
I still had pain in my side when I walked
99,
after eating. Yeah.
It's completely better.
I'm getting that right now online, Betty. I'm getting that weird, like, off pain in my side and shit. It's really, really weird.
Anything in my foot. About a week ago, I had just a little tinge, which was amazing. A little tinge I would take. It was excruciating pain that I couldn't even step down on it before. I'm jogging, I'm running, I'm doing impact sports now. I never would have done any of this before just because I was fat and I was fatigued because my foot hurt so bad. Yep. And I'm doing it all every day now. One of the most amazing things that's been happening besides my story over these last 100 days is my daughters. I've talked about them before. I'll mention it real quick. My daughter Lily, who had open heart surgery, nearly died of a blood clot. She had horrible HS. The skin condition, it was painful. She had it for years. And she started carnivore with me. 8 days into her journey on carnivore, almost half of her back had cleared up of this HS. After 5 years of going to 5 different dermatologists, getting pills and shots and injections, and none of them did anything for it. Carnivore diet fixed her HS. My other daughter, Emma, was a vegan for 5 years. On her own, she decided to do carnivore with me. Tomorrow, everyone give her a little comment down below, a little encouragement. She hits day 50 of being a carnivore. 50 days.
I can't. You have it. You're overthinking
It's
it.
so weird.
You got it. 3, 2, 1. I think it's so good because I'm starving.
You might want to add some
I miss
salt.
eggs too.
Do you like it?
So good. And the whole time I had it wrong when eating cauliflower. And ew! I'm cringing. You shouldn't be, Emma. You just changed. You did for years that you thought you were healthy.
Oh, off? Aw. Are you okay?
She said, oh my goodness, this tastes so good. And you can just see the life coming back into her. She went from vegan.
See, there you go, Marco, there you go. There's another one right there. That's his daughter who literally had open heart surgery, who's curing a lot of her situations through carnivore. How she hadn't had an egg in years, she hadn't had fatty stuff in years, and she's like slowly transitioning into it and realizing how good it tastes once you get going. You can do it, my man. I believe. I truly believe in you.
Agrees to carnivore, and she's been thriving. She had a lot of health issues of her own that have been clearing up. Her face is clearing up. Her mood is better. She's not sleeping at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So here I am approaching day 100 on the carnivore
Absolutely.
diet.
Sounds good, Marco. Thank you so much for hanging out, man.
from
Appreciate you guys coming around. Like I said, anytime you got questions, hit me back. We also have a Discord available. If you ever want to talk one-on-one or anything, just let me know.
It's amazing what's happening to my body.
Also, if you look at my YouTube videos, it'll be in the
and to
description
my
of also
entire
too.
life.
Discord should be right in there. Just look for the link.
Everything has changed. I have so much more clarity in my mind now. Joe Rogan went on carnivore, and then he did a little bit here and there of carnivore, and he recently announced he's going back on carnivore.
I switched back to the carnivore diet. The best I ever
checked him out.
felt.
Someone familiar with the
like
story?
literally
Yeah,
the best
yeah,
I ever felt all throughout the
man.
day was
Super
when I
worth
was
it.
on the carnivore diet.
And he echoed my sentiments exactly. If you watch back, before Joe Rogan said this, I
We
said
watch
the
a lot
exact
here
same
too.
thing.
When we're sitting here, we do a lot of
brain
video
was
reviews of
working
carnivore
so much
guys and
better.
healthcare professionals
It
and
was
stuff
weird.
like that.
Like I
that are
wasn't
pro-carnivore,
searching
so
for.
we find some
it was
really,
like I had
really good
more
information
access
here. A lot of good
to
information.
my ability to form sentences. I was thinking clearer. It was more effortless to have conversations. And I was like, this is interesting. This is very interesting because this is not how I normally feel. This is like me at my optimum, but I'm able to sustain this multiple days in a row.
Is exactly the way I described it in one of my videos before Joe Rogan ever described it that way. And after going on this carnivore diet, my cognitive ability is just through the roof. The other day we were watching Jeopardy. In the first round, I ran the first round.
Set number 3 done.
We shared the exact same sentiments.
Woo!
The clarity of mind on carnivore is
Yeah, the clarity of mind. See, I feel like from my cheat week, and like my clarity hasn't come back yet. I feel like I'm kind of still stuck in a rut where I'm just like brain foggy and stuff still. It's really, really weird. I'm wondering right now, I am on powdered electrolytes right now. I'm drinking some right here. I'm wondering if maybe I'm on a little bit of an electrolyte deficiency. That could be it. That could be a large part of it. So we're going to keep down this and see how we feel. Super burpy today. I apologize if I'm burping into the mic on you guys here, but
amazing.
Super burpy.
Decision making is so much.
Probably why. I'll tell you, and Ron will be proud of me. I ate 3,000 calories yesterday. I actually went above my daily. I went way, way above my daily. I went 3,000 calories with over 200 grams of fat yesterday just to see how I was going to feel. And I think it was still a bit much. I feel a little rough today. A little rough today from it.
I always tell my girls, your life is a result of the decisions that you make, your choices. And so one of the most powerful things in life is to grow your wisdom. When you have a lot of wisdom, you make smarter decisions. You make smarter decisions, your life is going to be a lot better. And Joe said, my brain is just so much more powerful. My cognitive ability is so much better on carnivore diet. I'm thinking better. I'm making better decisions. You're able to just sit and riff and it just flows out of you. A lot of people have said that about my Tuesday updates. They're like, how can you just sit there and talk for 25 minutes with no cuts or no edits and you get the whole point across and everything? It's carnivore diet. Believe me, my friends, never before. I would have been doing 3 words at a time and then edit 3 words at a time and there would have been and whatever and what was that word I'm trying to find?
I have severely noticed myself saying less. I've noticed it through my videos because when I'm sitting here and I spend, I do my long forms, I'm usually sitting here editing for an hour or 2 on each video. And I noticed over the course of it that I used to in the beginning when I was starting carnivore, I would still be like every 6 words, saying it all the time. And that has dramatically gone downhill. I think that's one of the clearest indicators of just like brain fog clearing up. It's really, really cool.
One of the most amazing things on carnivore. And it's something that you're in the fog now, you have to get out of the fog to see the fog. And once it starts happening for you, it's amazing.
As the best line I've heard this whole video, you got to get out of the fog to see the fog. And it is so, so true. That's also where I'm at with my joints right now. I'm in so much joint pain. I'm just sitting here foggy in pain. And I got to go out. I got to get in the pool. I got to move. I got to sauna. I got to do that to look back and go, damn, that's what it was. Just me sitting here.
Amazing. I never want to go back to my old way of thinking and powering my brain with that inadequate fuel of sugar and junk. As my friend Sean from Intentional Carnivore described when we did an earlier video together, he's like, your body is your race car. And you can put different types of fuel in your race car. So I could put propane in my race car and maybe it'll putter along. Or I could put some high octane fuel in there and some nitrous and it'll go flying. My entire life, my race car has been running on inadequate, dirty fuel with a bunch of water mixed into it. And now it's running on the supreme fuel. It's running on ketones and it's burning fat. And your body functions so much better. And it's not just me saying that. There's all sorts of science behind that. The heart is more efficient, the brain is more efficient when it's powered by ketones as your fuel. One of the craziest things that's changed for me on carnivore, beyond all those other improvements, is I have so much energy now, I'm exercising, and I've never done that before. And I'm making these new routines. And my first routine is I wake up early in the morning, I open my door, usually 5:30 in the morning, I go outside, I don't wear any shoes, my feet touch the wet grass, and it's amazing, I love it. I let my chickens out, I walk over to the corner of my property, and I exercise. And I started doing this. I keep getting these new carnivore routines. I'd love to be able to do
that. Unfortunately, there's a foot of snow on the ground outside, and I cannot do that right now.
And so day after day after day after day, I go out there and I do the same thing. I walk through the woods. I do my exercises on our old wall tent platform. I use my resistance bands day after day after day after day. I do my pull-ups. I couldn't even do a pull-up before carnivore. I couldn't do one.
Oh, God, imagine.
And I have these routines, and my circadian rhythm is back.
Here I am thinking, yes, you need to eat about what you ate to increase your metabolism health, and the way it will follow. I'm doing this stupid sardine diet, almost dropping almost a pound a day. Yeah. How much longer are you on the sardine stuff for, Benny? I'm not so sure about the grounding stuff, even though there are lots of dudes in the space who are very smart. I really believe the whole grounding and shoes off stuff. Yeah, I think it's just something about being in nature, man. I think there's something to be said about the electrical signals. I saw a really good breakdown about how electricity travels through the ground, electric current, and your body, and just very interesting stuff. Very, very interesting stuff. I've always been a massive fan of just being outside barefoot, man. Always been a big fan. Probably also why I got Lyme disease, wandering through the woods barefoot.
As it should be, and life is just amazing. I'm growing muscle faster than I ever have. My weight is just dropping off consistently. I hated exercising before. I legitimately hated it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't set a routine. And what I hated more than exercise would have definitely been waking up at 5:30 in the morning every single day. And I do it every day now for the last couple of weeks. I don't miss a day. I love it. I want to do it. My body's like, let's go. I wake up, I'm wide awake. We have to reach more people. That's my biggest goal.
9 more
in life
days,
and
you
mission
got
right
it,
now.
brother. You
I
got
know
it.
there's other people.
You gotta
out
be
there
excited
suffering
to
from
come off that and
depression,
eat some other
anxiety,
stuff, though. I
being
guarantee you,
overweight,
man.
diabetes, brain fog, all of these issues I had.
Get
And
you a
when
big
have
old
horrible
ribeye as
depression,
soon as you're done, Benny.
It's hopeless. It's suicidal. It's the worst thing in the world. And I know there's hopeless people out there like I've been for the last 20 years. And I'm going to reach those people. I'm going to reach them through YouTube, through videos like this, and through our carnivore diet documentary. There's a link below.
Awesome
it's
video.
carnivoredietmovie.com. I'm not making a penny off of this. I'm putting everything I have into this documentary movie. I have other people helping me. This is our carnivore diet documentary movie. I want to get this word out that you don't have to be hopeless. You don't have to be hopeless. There's something, I was hopeless like you are, and now look at me now. My life is a million.
I could tell right now, just due to the text he just had on screen. He edits in DaVinci Resolve, the same program I use. Rom's asking, how many do you eat a day? How many sardines do you eat a day, Benny? No, 11, whenever the 17th is. Gotcha. Yeah, so 11 more days. 11 more days for you.
Times better. I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. There's nothing special about me, and there's nothing special about the 80-year-old person I talked to last week that started carnivore 3 years ago and changed his whole life. An 80-year-old person did that. There's nothing special. Well, there's a little bit something special, but my good friend Sean from Intentional Carnivore, this man lost 243 pounds in 1 year on carnivore. He overcame the worst depression anybody could imagine, sitting on a couch for years. He overcame depression, and he overcame 243 pounds in 1 year. But there's nothing special about him. He said it himself. Nothing special about him. He was able to overcome all of that. Anybody can do it. And I want to get this carnivore diet movie out on the streaming services. YouTube is great. I'm reaching a lot of people on YouTube. Dr. Ken Berry has 2 million subscribers.
Yeah, that's what it
he
looks
has
like.
saved
That's what
so
it looks
many
like,
lives.
babe.
That man deserves so much more recognition.
I'll tell you what, the more my brain fog comes down, I'm Mr. One Take a lot of the time. Mr. One Take a lot of the time. He's also, you can see it right now though, it's a lot easier. He's doing a one take right now for sure because he's looking at his computer. He has a whole script on screen right in front of him right now. That definitely helps. When I'm like outside, shooting outside and doing all that stuff, it gets a lot trickier to remember lines. When I'm sitting here, like I write my lines down, what I want to say, or my thoughts down. I kind of go off the beaten path a little bit while I'm doing, but the cheat meal weekend I just did, when I was sitting in the chair talking, it like cuts around a little bit, but that was all one take. That was absolutely all one take. Because I was sitting there looking at my notes the whole time. I had them like right under the camera.
But YouTube is just a small subset of all of the people watching stuff online. Most people are not on YouTube. Most people are on these streaming services. That's why I want to do this documentary. I want to cover what carnivore is, and I want to have a message and real examples.
Every 2 seconds, he's got his whole script written right up.
Carnivore. The purpose of the documentary is to say, look at these examples. Here's an 85-year-old man that changed his life. Here's Sean from Intentional Carnivore, lost 243 pounds. Here's 25 people that reversed their type 2 diabetes. You can do it too. Here's an example, and I want to get that out to the streaming services. And that's my goal in life right now, and I'm working so hard on it. And if you want to donate to that, we set up a GoFundMe. I'm not making a penny. I want to make that clear.
Did he release this yet?
This is a passion project. I'm taking a bunch of money out of my own pocket and a bunch of time.
This video was
to
2
do
years
this.
ago. I'm curious.
So
if
money
you
we
ever
get
got
from
this movie
GoFundMe, that, my friends, goes towards the carnivore diet documentary so that we can help other people. If you join my YouTube channel, there's a
4
little
tins a day
join link
plus
below.
serving
You
of
press
sauerkraut
join.
and
It's a couple
serving
dollars a
kimchi.
month. Every
Please don't tell
penny
the
from
carnivore
that
police. I won't
goes to
tell them
Carnivore
a
Diet movement.
goddamn
And then
thing,
lastly,
Benny.
if you buy our t-shirts, Emma and I, my daughter,
4
made
tins
these
a day,
compassionate
Rams, where is
carnivore
that? 4
t-shirts.
tins a day.
Those are always below the YouTube videos. You click on one of those, you buy it. Rest assured, every penny that we would get from that goes towards the Carnivore Diet documentary. One of the biggest, most shocking, most eye-opening things that I want to share with you, I touched on it a little bit in last week's video, but it's even deeper now. A subscriber to my channel called me on the phone and she said, Kerry, you got to read this book, Sugar Blues by William Duffy. This was published, I believe, in 1974. And a lot of this I already know, but it reinforced so much for me, and there's a lot of it in here that I didn't know. Here's my biggest carnivore realization that I want you to realize and I want you to really think about. I touched on this a little bit last week, but the first thing is we've been lied to, my friends, so many times, and there's so many things that everybody believes are true. And it's like I'm living in the twilight zone now as a carnivore. As a carnivore, I have no addictions. And I'm living in a world where I look around and everyone is addicted. What are they addicted to? It's sugar. Sugar, sugar, sugar. And processed foods and processed junk food and carbs and even fruit, those all break down like sugar in your body and they give your body the same poor metabolic health that you get from sugar. And I talked about this last week, but one of the biggest lies we've been told. There's so many lies we've been told. And when I say this to people, people look at me like I'm a conspiracy theorist, like I'm a flat earther. You have been lied to. I have been lied to. We have all been lied to. So many people watching this, the vast majority of you people watching this right now, you think that meat is going to kill you. You think that meat's going to raise your cholesterol, and then your cholesterol is going to be high, and then you're going to die of a heart attack. We have two choices, my friends. This was my realization. I can eat meat, or I can eat everything else. And everything else is all that processed junk. Now, some people will argue, no, just eat vegan, just have salad. Those people are liars. And people that try to just eat salad, they end up failing.
Oh, this is a great video, and he's calling out the vegans. I love it.
And then they eat a bunch of carby, processed garbage. We live in a world where the economy and industries and money drive everything. Now think of the largest industry in the world. Think about this. Now you probably think maybe it's technology or something else. I'm telling you, you're wrong, because we've been lied to, and we don't really think about it this way. The sugar industry, the processed food garbage industry, is the largest, by far, without a doubt, largest industry in the world. The most money is made from the sugar industry. Now think about it. Why is that? Because sugar is in everything. You go to the grocery store and you have 1,000 different companies. You have Kellogg's, you have Coca-Cola, you have the cereal companies, Pop-Tarts. Sugar is in every single food in the grocery store, except for like 5 things that I eat. Sugar's in everything. Now you go out to eat. You go to fast food. Sugar's in the bun. Do you know that sugar is in cigarettes? Sugar is in bread. Sugar is in everything. Now think about how much money that is worth, let alone every other soda company, ice cream company, cookie company, food company, fast food company. All sugar.
Shit, what do you think booze is at the end of the day? Drinking booze is just pure sugar by the time you're done.
If you combine all of that together, it's the largest economic driver of all time. What is one product that every single human on earth consumes and purchases? Food. Technology is huge. Most people have phones, but not everybody if you look worldwide. But what does everybody do worldwide? Everybody has to eat. And when you go to the grocery store and every food has sugar in it, it's kind of crazy. Now, is it so far-fetched to think that those economic drivers and all that money for the largest money-driving industry in the entire world, in the history of the world, would try to push you away from meat and to sugar? Is that so odd when you think about it that way? Now think about this, and I mentioned it last week. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. We debunked that in last week's episode.
Skipping breakfast is not an effective way to manage weight. Zoom. Click expand affiliations. Boom! Funded by Kellogg USA. Whether you eat breakfast or not, you're
Kellogg's. Whoopsie, Kellogg's.
Fine.
That was sponsored by Kellogg's. Oh, wow, that's such a shock. But my whole life, I heard that over and over and over again, and I thought that. I used to get up and I'd be like, geez, I should eat something. Breakfast is so important. But I'm in a hurry. Okay, I'll just grab some toast and jelly or a Pop-Tart or some garbage. And then you get that sugar high. Well, why do you think they were telling you that? The drug addict is telling the druggie, hey, you know when the best time to get high is? Right in the morning when you wake up. And you get your little sugar.
It's 7 o'clock on the dot. Hannah, what's going on? How are you doing? My goodness, do we actually have another kick viewer? We just might. We are sitting here reviewing Mr. Homestead How. We're taking a look at the carnivore diet, as most people in here are dieting on carnivore. How's your weekend going? Good, just having food? Ooh, what you eating? I got a big old roast in the crock pot right now I'm going to have in a little bit here. I absolutely cannot wait to have some.
Rush and you get your toast with your jelly on it, or you get your deep fried birthday cake. That's a donut by my friend. Some people were asking, what are you talking about, deep fried birthday cake? We eat deep fried birthday cakes here in America.
Cheeseburger with fries?
You go to a gas
Oh,
station and
baby.
there's hundreds of them there, and everyone's filling up.
American classic, if you will.
And it's normal. And I
don't remember the last time I had a French fry. It has been some time. I am purely on the meat diet at this point.
I'm the crazy one, the carnivore that eats only meat. I'm the crazy one. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That is pushed by Kellogg's, sponsored by Kellogg's.
Let's sell them to everybody. And the Kellogg's bros start
7
beeping their
o'clock
Frosted
on
Flakes
the
out.
dot.
They got
I
ads
need a
everywhere.
crack rock on the spot. I'm just going to watch your upcoming streams. Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I truly do. I stream usually 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Fridays. We cover a lot of weight loss stuff. I personally am on a weight loss journey. I was an almost 600-pound man. I am now down in the 470s. The 470s have been absolute nightmare fuel, but we're getting there. We're going to get through it. Do we talk about Campbell's? No, Benny, we haven't talked about Campbell's at all. We have not talked about Campbell's. Time to axe the diet where it's now a lifestyle. Yes, sir, William. Yes, sir, it is. Yes, sir, it is. It is an absolute way of life now. It sure is.
They're behind magazine articles that are like, in many ways, breakfast is the most.
It's wild. Anytime you see a study, any of this stuff, man, it's like you gotta look into the funding. Absolutely have to know who's funding it, who's backing it, who's bankrolling the whole thing. That's really what it all comes down to. Agree with my channel? Nope, no I have not.
Most important meal of the day.
Every study they've ever seen says breakfast is so important, you gotta eat it. Getting a druggie hooked, boy, are they happy when you get that sugar in the morning, because my friends,
things
what
need to take
happens
off
about 2
quite a
hours
bit more
later
before
after
we
you get
do
that
anything
breakfast?
like that.
You're starving again, and you're at work, and you got to pull out your little granola bar, which has more high fructose corn syrup, sugar, processed garbage.
Ooh, I love corn syrup. Love me some corn syrup. That's good stuff. Used to drink it by the bucket full.
And then you eat that, and then 2 hours later, you're hungry again. And you keep going back, and it's more profits and more money to this huge, massive sugar industry. All of a sudden, it came out that if you eat a lot of meat, your cholesterol is going to go up. This was Ansel Keys, and then you're going to have a heart attack. And that was all false. And that's all been debunked so many times.
All funded by the sugar
do your own
industry.
research. I've talked about it in the past. He had data from all these countries.
I appreciate the offer, but for now, no. But in the future, we start growing a little bit. Definitely
your
in the
friends and
future.
your family and everyone that you tell you're going to go eat a bunch of meat, they're going to say you're going to die of a heart attack because it's so ingrained in our brains. Well, look at every commercial we watch, cereal commercials, everything. It's sugar, 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 junk food. And it's sick.
Come
it's
on,
sickening.
baby, mainline
And
that
30
sugar.
years from now, we're going to look back
Mainline
and be
that
like,
sugar.
30 years ago, we used to get kids hooked.
I figured my thumbnail on that last video was going to drag a lot more people of me shooting up on the Little Debbies. I figured that was going to drag some views in. It sure did
Done this
not, though.
drug
Sure
called
did
sugar,
not.
and it would light up their brain in an MRI, just like if they had cocaine, and it was like a dopamine response, and they're literally getting a high off of it. We're getting kids high off of sugar, and we're getting them hooked at a young age, so their entire life they can be sugar consumers for every single meal. And then we were looking around 30 years ago, and we would go to the grocery store, and every single person would have a huge gut.
The CEO was recorded saying the chicken is printed and their food is for the poor and it wouldn't eat the stuff. Oh, love that. The chicken is printed. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I don't like the sound of it, Betty. I'm not going to
sticking out. They'd have inflammation, and they'd be sore, and they'd have brain fog and IBS and a million other issues and depression and anxiety, and that was normal, and no one thought, well, maybe that's just the drug.
Yeah,
that they're
breakfast
putting in their
cereal is the
body.
worst. The worst. Dude, boy, I used to put down those Reese's Puffs. Oh, my God. Reese's Puffs and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I used to eat that stuff like a crack rock every morning. It's 7 o'clock on the dot. I need a crack rock on the spot. Channel from the beginning. Your growth is so much faster. First impressions. Well, no, thank you for trying to sell me a whole bunch of stuff. We're just going to show you the curb. Bye-bye. Oh, that started off so real, man. With that was the most slick kick chatter we've ever had. Just trying to sell me some bullshit.
So I'm looked at like the crazy person for eating meat only, but I'm like living in the twilight zone. A lot of other carnivores are. When we look around and we see all of these people fat and sick and miserable, and they just keep eating the sugar, and you say anything about sugar, and you're like, it's not that bad. Well, this book is amazing. Thank you so much. A woman from Canada, I'm not going to say her name, she called me and talked to me about this and said, get it. I ordered it on Amazon. I'm not selling this. You can go buy it and look around online, find it in a bookstore. I did find this one on Amazon. Let me just read this to you. This is from 1974. It's a prime ingredient in countless substances that we eat and drink, from cereal to soup, from cola to coffee, and in many unexpected places as well. Consumed at the rate of over 150 pounds per person per year. That was in 1974. My goodness, I wonder what the stat is
150
today.
pounds a person per year. I guarantee I was a lot more than
per
that.
person per year of sugar. It's as addictive as nicotine or heroin and as poisonous. It's responsible for numerous health issues such as depression, had that, fatigue, had that, diabetes, obesity, heart disease, and more. It's sugar. I wasn't even alive when this came out, and when I was young, you'd look around, you'd see a couple overweight people, a couple unhealthy people. That was in 1974 this was written. What have we continued to do
I remember
since
that,
then?
dude. I'm telling you, like, I grew up late 80s, early 90s, man. I do not remember, like, any morbidly obese people back then. I really don't. Now I'm afraid they're going to start printing our meat, printing like 3D printing. They grow cells and separate out the muscle and the fat and then print them together. Jesus Christ, Benny, that is horrifying. Ugh. Oh, God. You like go look at shit like that, like how canola oil's made or any of that stuff. Like, dude, basically just industrial waste you're putting in your body.
More sugar, more processed food. Watch the scale and the consumption. Now let's make another graph of everybody's weight. Everybody's weight is going up at the same rate as we continue eating more sugar and more processed junk, and it's in more and more and more foods than it was back in 1974. What else is going up? Heart disease, heart attacks, strokes. Right now, last year, heart disease was the biggest
Sugar
killer
is the
of all of
devil.
them. Heart disease. With all of the science and all of the studies and everybody saying meat is horrible, cholesterol is bad, stop eating it.
I don't know if you noticed there, Benny, another fun one you can look into, another rabbit hole to go down to is how they're putting bugs into our food. Like cricket powder and stuff like that. They have names to disguise it that it's not, but there are certain additives to food that are actually bugs. They're actually putting bugs into our food. You will eat the bugs and you will like it.
Yes. Most people avoid meat. Everyone I talk to says you just got to eat a balanced diet, and they're eating everything else except the meat. Well, then why are all these numbers going up? My friends, we are addicted to sugar. The first step in addiction recovery is admitting you have a problem. My name is Carrie, and I have a problem. I'm addicted to sugar. I haven't had any sugar in 99 days, and for the rest of my life, I will never touch sugar again. It is an addictive drug. It is normalized, and it is sickening that we feed it to our children and we get our children hooked so that they can be little profit machines, and then these children are going to grow up and they're going to die. They're going to die in the name of profit for the sugar industry and for all of these companies that are putting this drug into their products. And it gets even worse.
They taste
than
good,
that.
but they
I
don't
could go on
taste good.
forever. We're just talking about companies profiting on the deaths of people.
I think my least favorite one is when people compare bugs to seafood, like shrimp and lobster and stuff, because, man, they're not the same. They're not the same. Fucking lobster and stuff actually have muscle tissue, and crabs and all that. They actually have muscles. Bugs are just filled with goo, man. They're just literal hydraulic fluid creatures running around. It's horrifying. I'm a 6'4", hulking gentleman. And I am not afraid to admit, Lyme disease is a large part of this. I am terrified of insects. I do not like insects one bit. They're creepy, they're crawly, they're way too fast. Why are they so fast? Why are they so fast? I hate bugs. I absolutely hate bugs, guys. I hate them. I hate them with a fiery passion.
People on their health. People walking around miserable like zombies. I see it clearly now, like I'm living in the Twilight Zone and seeing all these.
Actually, what's the names of some of them? I'm curious. They hide under a name. Whole roasted crickets. Yeah, cricket flour, cricket protein. They're going to start hiding the names way, way more, too. Way, way more. Instagram must be clearly identifiable. Like allergens, dried silkworm pupae. Yeah, like there's all sorts of shit. Hey, pal, I love the stream. The fact you even used the word pal, I already got to kick you over that. Goodbye. We're on a kick rampage over on Kick, man. That's all I do. That's why they call it Kick. It's literally just kicking people out of the stream is all it is. He used the word pal. I hate the word pal. Hey, pal! Cricket flower. On the dot, I need a crack rock on the spot. Aspire Food Group protein bars. There, yeah, protein bars, baking mixes, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola certain flavors is literally made out of goddamn crickets and shit. Dannon strawberry. Jelly beans. Good God. Oh, that's the dye. I forget, there's a red dye that's insect. I'd probably rather have the insect dye than like Red 40 or something like that, you know what I mean? Very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff.
Miserable people walking around in pain, fatigued and fat and obese and sick. We're living in a sick world so that these companies can profit from sugar. And I'm going to get the word out. I'm going to do everything I can. I'm never having sugar again. And it goes so much deeper than that when you really think about it. Because now what happens to all of those people? They're literally sick and they're obese and they need help. Where do they go? Healthcare. They go to the healthcare system. Oh, gee, I wonder why the healthcare system's broke. I went to the healthcare system with all my pills there, and what happened? Nothing. So now they're going to give them all these pills that aren't going to work, when the answer is very simple. The answer for my daughter Lily, she had HS, the skin condition. They tried to give her pills and creams and injections. The answer for Lily was simple. The answer for me was simple. It's nutrition. So if you take nothing else away from this video, my friends, please take that away. Think about this really hard. Just wrap your brain around the lies that we've been told. The reason that I've yo-yo dieted so many times my whole life is because of sugar. If I took heroin for 42 years of my life.
Speaking of that, sugar cereal advertisements, while door dashing, I got the Grinch meals now at McDonald's, and BK has a SpongeBob meal, pineapple slushy, starfish cake, square bun, and hamburger. There was something else unhealthy too. Yeah, man, McDonald's, dude. I'm telling you, BK, McDonald's, all that shit. It's all just garbage. It is all absolute garbage.
And then I said, I'm going to quit heroin, and my whole life improved. My relationships with my family, my business, my brain, my body, everything's a million times better. After 42 years, I gave that up for 100 days. There's no way I would ever be like, well, now I'm going to just have a little bit of heroin. But people do that. They'll lose a bunch of weight on keto. They'll get their life back, and they'll be like, well, now I can just eat in moderation. And they'll go back and they'll have a little bit of sugar. And just like a junkie that got off of heroin, they're not going to be able to have a little bit of heroin. They're going to be hooked again. And then they're going to try to moderate.
There's a short called Everyone Will Eat 3D Printed Meat. We'll look that up after this, Ben.
And then a week goes by, and then...
Fortunately, the plan was to play some Red Dead Redemption today. Start the game. I want to play through the whole game on stream for you guys. We're probably going to start that up this week at some point. We don't even have time to start it now. Most big story games like that, there's going to be cutscenes and story and like 45 minutes worth of bullshit to get through before you even play the game. So we're not going to have time to start that today. So we'll definitely check out that short after this one.
And a month goes by, and before you know it, they're back where they're at, and they've gained back all of that weight, and that is called the yo-yo diet. And the reason I've done that many, many times, sugar. And I'm sorry to say that to people because I know a lot of people do carnivore, and they're like, well, I still have a cheat day every now and then. Not for me. I strongly suggest you consider what you're doing if you're just having a little bit of a cheat and you're having a little bit of...
I just got the patties at McDonald's before. Had acid reflux the night after 7 to 100 days. Yeah. You don't even know what's in that McDonald's meat, man. That's just paste. That's probably what Benny's talking about with like 3D printing meat and shit, man. They're just printing out meat paste and forming it into a patty. It's not even a burger.
Carbs or sugar or fructose or something that's going to break down as sugar in your body. You really need to think about what you've overcome and if that's going to be worth it for you, and are you going to just gain it all back? So that's my little rant for the day. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. please help me out. Share this video. If you can't donate for the carnivore diet documentary, please share that with everyone. Post it on your Facebook page, email it to friends, email this video to friends, like, comment, click the little bell notification thing. That really helps out.
Notifications are huge, boys.
Tuesday,
Notifications are huge.
Every
You turn on
Thursday, I do a
notifications for the
family
channel.
vlog,
It helps out the channel
fun video. My wife
tremendously.
and family and I took over our small town movie theater. I'm just finishing up on the Thursday video. So 2 days from now, it's coming out, and this one is amazing. My dog's barking. I don't care. I think you're gonna love this video. We had the movie theater. The girls and I went kayaking.
A little well
on
done
Father's
for me,
Day,
but
and I cooked up, no joke, the best meal of my entire life. No exaggeration.
Yeah,
I've
I
never
wouldn't
eaten
trust
anything
that for
better
shit,
than this steak
Bucky.
I cooked
With
up
fast
in
food, I
this
wouldn't
video
trust
on Thursday.
anything
So
they say.
come back for that video on Thursday. And if you want to watch something else right now, check out this little video in the upper corner.
They can call it 100% beef, but who knows if they're treating it like a hot dog? You know what I mean? They're grinding up hooves and antlers and tongues and brains and just putting whatever in there. You know what I mean?
Screen. I think you're going to really like this one. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day.
Let's leave a nice comment on this one. Always leave a nice little comment. Think the batter pad is what you're supposed to get, apparently. Yeah. McDonald's always claims to be 100% beef and then don't use seed oils on the grill, at least when I worked there many moons ago. Yeah. Claims. All claims. Plus, you never know if that could be any part of the cow, too. That could be any part of the cow. Very interesting stuff. All right, what was the shirt we were looking for? Everyone will eat 3D printed meat. Everyone will eat 3D printed meat.
Soon, the entire world will start eating meat printed by a printer, and we won't even be able to tell if it's real meat or not. This isn't a plot from Black Mirror, it's our reality unfolding. Here's why printed meat resembles real meat so closely. The 3D printers use special bio-inks to create it. These bio-inks are actually made from stem cells extracted from different animals depending on the desired type of meat: beef, pork, poultry, or even fish. In a laboratory, these cells then multiply, interact, and differentiate into the fat and muscle cells that make up bio-ink. These bio-inks are then intricately layered by specialized 3D printers to construct meat products that closely mimic the texture, taste, and nutritional composition of traditional meats. This is identical to real beef, and when it is ready and served, even the smell is the same. Scientists claim that by using this technology, the environmental impact associated with conventional livestock farming will be greatly reduced. So would you eat printed meat? Soon, the entire world will start eating meat.
I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all, man.
I've got this 3D printed steak from Redefined Meat that is meaty and fine.
Why does it look like plastic? Plastic, Milo. It doesn't, it looks gross.
I've got this 3D printed steak
That
from
looks fucking
Redefined Meat.
heinous, dude.
This steak was made entirely by a 3D printer. It looks like real steak, complete with fibers, and the flavor and texture are surprisingly close. It's created by growing real cow cells in a lab, then layering muscle and fat cells through a 3D printing process. If this technology becomes widespread, we could enjoy steak in the future without slaughtering a single cow. They say if you scroll without liking, your next barbecue's getting printed. This steak was made entirely by
Nope.
This juicy steak comes from a printer. What? You can print food? Yes, sir. You can put food cartridges into this machine.
Let's talk about how they can do shit like this to sell us their bullshit food, but they can't 3D print cartilage to fix my joints. Can we talk about that one? Like, how is that not a solution? 3D printing new cartilage. Same as a knee replacement. They crack you open, they get rid of your old cartilage, they 3D print you new shit, shabam, you're fucking done. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Machine. Click a button and boom, get a juicy steak, a salmon, or even cake. I know this sounds crazy, but that's the future, and actually even the present.
The mix of soy and pea protein, chickpeas, beetroot, nutritional yeast, and coconut fat is formed into steak-like shapes using a 3D printer.
We call it actually additive manufacturing, where you build the product layer by layer and to create a food product that is man-made, which is the closest thing to the biological meat that we're used to eat.
This is great news for all the couples out there who every night can't decide whether they should cook or take out. But don't worry, even with a printer, you'll still get to fight over who does the dishes. This juicy...
Aha! Aha! The dishes, though. The dishes. Alright. Well, unfortunately, we are not going to have time to start Red Dead today. We are going to stop here shortly. I know we're a little early, but I am dying to get to the gym today. I owe you guys my last set of reps here. Let's get some jams going. We can just hang out and bullshit for a few minutes, get some rep skis in. Oh, make sure I haven't missed anything in the world. Hey, Mr. Ethan Benyard got back to me. Mr. Ethan Benyard actually got back to me.
So you can see what you do. Restless every time we start looking as a lost control. It's paradise with honesty.
Nah, you know what that was, Rom? That was, I've seen that a few times. They come in and they talk like they're just being normal and shit. They want to watch your stream. Oh, hey, I followed you. I like your content. This and that. They're actually designers trying to, oh, Rom, I had to kick like 6 different people while you were gone. I had one come in, and basically what they do, they sell like animations for Discord animations or channel emotes and stuff like that. Ethan Benyard is another guy doing a weight loss journey. He started out at 670 pounds. He's very, very large on Facebook. I've been trying to get a hold of him to go over some things, maybe do some duet stuff, and he finally responded. I don't think we're going to be able to do anything, but we'll see what happens here. They wait till the Hogfather is not on watch. I know, they know when to sneak in. The next one came in trying to increase my views, and it just started with, "Hey, pal." I said, nope, we're already done. Here, I'll show you, buddy. This is Ethan right here. Ethan Benyard. He's doing exactly what I'm doing, but he's got like 80 sponsors, so he's doing very, very well. He's doing very well. He's where I want to be. He's where I want to be. He's killing it, though. He started at 670. He's just down. Yeah, Mason Dale was just a bot. Yep. He's doing killer, though. He just weighed in today. He's down in the 440s, man, from like 660, I want to say. So he is absolutely killing it. Super, super nice guy, too. Very religious. Very religious. Yo, he followed me too. Let's go. Yeah, I've been even though not there's a competition, but that's what I've been nipping at him for a while. Cause me, him, and that the other guy Reed, I show a lot. Reed, the super short guy. We've all been in like the same band of weight for a little while here, so we're getting there. We're absolutely getting there. Everybody making progress. I love to see it. I absolutely love to see it. TikTok's going. Instagram's been grooving, man. I got several thousand views on Instagram the last few days. We're doing good. We're doing good. We're done with 3D meets. I owe reps. I'm going to owe these reps. Sorry, my memory is not one of the things that improve the carnivore. Yeah, I hear you, Benny. No, he is very religious. He's very religious. He's on a weight loss journey myself, but he's doing really, really good. Really, really good. He's got like 500,000 followers on Facebook. The guy's doing really, really well for himself. He's an inspiration for where I want to be. I want to be doing this with 500,000 people. An army of 500,000 ROMs at my disposal.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
Woo. We're going to get these reps done, boys. I think we're going to call it for the night there. Super, super good stream. Sorry we didn't get to start Red Dead. We got so into the videos and stuff. But we're going to keep going. Prepare to his cause. I'll defeat fatness in the name of the Lord. That's right, Rom. That's right. Keep it up. Will do, Bucky. Will do. We're going to keep pushing. We're going to get us some sponsors. We're going to keep going. We are going to keep going. I am never going to let up. The only thing standing in my way is my joints right now, and we're going to figure out how to get past this shit. We absolutely are. But for today, we're going to finish this set of reps real quick, and then we're going to call it for the day. We will start Red Dead Redemption this week sometime. Again, you guys let me know. If you don't want to see gaming stuff at all, then we won't even do it. But if you guys want some games every now and then, let's start some Red Dead. We'll get a big old first playthrough through. I've never done it. It's probably 70, 80, 90, 100 hours playthrough to get through that thing. Crazy good story from what I've heard. So down the road, we will definitely do that. But damn, we found some really good videos today. Benny, you are always the man with the videos. Bucky, your video selection too, absolutely amazing as always. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out what I need to do, Rom. I'm trying to figure out what I need to do or what I need to add to get moving. Next stream is going to be Monday at normal time. Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, I'm figuring out how I got to go about it, Rom. That's the biggest thing. I'm figuring out how I got to go about the whole thing. Next week, Bucky, we will be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday next week, 4 to 8 p.m. Say tomorrow, I'm taking myself a nice day off for retrospect. Some videos in between. Yeah, I do need to start streaming some games. That was the plan today. The plan was to get to Red Dead Redemption today. We just kept getting into these videos more and more. I really do got to start going through the stream pool and stuff. Stream clip shorts, yep, absolutely will. I absolutely need to. Especially now that we have like an actual setup and a way better camera angle and a mic and all this stuff, I need to start doing it way, way more. Or at least the funny shit when I'm singing stupid stuff, 7 o'clock on the dot. yeah, my shitty drawings, dude. I love my shitty paint drawings. It's one of my favorite things. Oh, I actually have my mic down like it's doing anything. Today I started at 1 p.m. my time. It was 1 p.m. today when I started. So we're coming right up on the 4-hour mark. 1 p.m. I think it was a little before when I started today. I was actually sitting here prepped and ready at like 12:30, ready to go today. When the wife's out of town, I got a lot of time on my hands, so. Let's go! Started noon my time. We're going to be super consistent on 4 days a week. We might start stepping up the time frame too. We'll do 4s this upcoming week, then probably the week after that we're going to step up into 6s. Really, really excited to get Twitch going as well. Let's go! Woo! Woo! I am a little stanky today. Of course, I haven't taken a shower in 2 days, so there is that. There is that. I'm definitely roaching a bit today. Definitely roaching a bit. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. We had an absolutely awesome stream today. Anybody who's out there lurking, thank you so much. Rob, we're definitely going to do that. I'm going to start clipping some stream stuff. We'll get that out there. You guys all have a fantastic rest of your weekend. I will see you guys Monday live for stream. I'll have a weigh-in Monday. Potentially some videos out. I might go shoot a short at the gym right now. I can't shoot inside the gym. We'll do a little motivational thing outside the gym real quick. So we'll do that. Let you guys know for sure that I went to the gym. Tomorrow I'll try and get a little short out too, but we're going to keep going. We're going to keep pushing forward. We're going to try and knock this thing out of the park. Love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'll see you guys Monday.